What is up, you guys? International passport. Anyone post a comment? What's up, you guys? It's gonna be a nice classic live stream. I'm back at this again. How y'all doing? We got mastermind development already in the stream. Back Hove. Yes, yes. Colombian Women, stocks, crypto. What's up, Big Toss? We're back at this again.
Sir.
Yo, what's up,
What's
dude?
up, man? Salute, bro. Salute, man.
Salute. Hey, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing lovely, man. Just made it back home, man. Just got left the office, man, a little while ago.
Yeah,
Rearranged stuff, man. So yeah,
that's
how you
good,
living
bro.
out there in the UK, man? With this COVID and
Hey,
all, man.
man, it's not too good at the moment. I want to travel, but we're in lockdown, so I just gotta be
Tell me
humble.
about it, bro. Tell me
Yeah,
about it, man.
but I'm telling
Crazy.
you, once that's over, I'm traveling. I'm telling you, man, big time.
Definitely, man. So where's the next destination that you're going, man?
Asia,
Hmm.
definitely Asia. So I got Japan, Vietnam on my list. Probably Korea. So that's gonna be a choice to pick from. Probably Japan. You know, those Japanese
Definitely.
chicks, man. What about you?
Definitely, man. So for me, I think I'll probably go to Bali next.
Bali.
Yeah, Bali is beautiful, man. I want to go there for probably like a month or so. Spend a little bit of time out there, man. Just hanging out, relaxing, man, and just indulging in the culture a little bit, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We got Cozy 212 in the live stream as well. What's up, Cozy? How you doing, mate?
My,
Cozy 212.
you know.
Can you hear me?
Oh, my
All
bad,
right.
man. What's up? What's up? Sorry, I was just typing to the other guys.
Not too
What's up,
bad,
bro?
man. Not too bad. We got Liam Johnson as well in the chat. Adding to the stream. What's up, Liam?
What's up, bro? How y'all doing?
Not too bad. Introduce yourselves, guys. Uh, Starting from Liam Johnson. Who are you? And how did you find my channel?
Um, I'm 19 years old. I found this channel about like 2 years ago. It was like when not even 2 years ago, like 3 years ago, like back when I joined the Manosphere. And actually I first the start I first found one MT, one master teacher, and I was looking at videos on travel, like travel videos and stuff like that, and I came across your channel, and I
Yeah.
liked your content.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I appreciate the support, Liam Johnson. Cozy 212, introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? Cozy212 here. I've been around in the management quite a bit. I would say since late 2018. I usually stay in the background, mainly focused on the technology and the money. But glad to be here. Let's make some money, gentlemen.
That's what's up, Cozy.
Right.
Mastermind Development, the Colombian dude. Hey,
What's up,
introduce
everybody,
yourself.
man? My name is Joseph, man, and of course, as you can see on here, one of my companies is Mastermind Development. I'm a real estate investor. I'm certified in home inspecting as well, and I just love being able, man, to try to enjoy myself, man, and indulge in life a little bit, man. You never know when the next day will be your last, man. So I just say never wait, man, to get out there and start enjoying yourself, man. Do it now.
100%, 100%, guys. DK Polyglot, introduce yourself, bro.
Hi, my name is DK Polyglot. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, but I've been living in Japan for almost 20 years now, and I'm a self-taught polyglot. I'm an aspiring polyglot right now. I'm currently working on learning my fifth language, which is Swahili. Spanish is my second language, self-taught. Japanese is my third, self-taught before I ever stepped foot in Japan. Chinese is my fourth language, and I was also self-taught. And that was before I started going to Taiwan and going to China and Hong Kong and Singapore. And now I'm working on Swahili. So when this COVID thing dries up, I'm going to start making more trips to East Africa.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, the first thing we'll talk about is, of course, Colombian women. So I dropped 2 videos about Colombian women in the last 2 months. The brother Mastermind Development went to Colombia last month, and the brother Kamal Brooks, who's back in this live stream as well. Kamal Brooks, introduce yourself real quick, bro.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro.
All right. Okay, so I'm Kamal Brooks. I first ran into International Passport, I don't know, so many years ago, and I mean, I've been messing with him ever since.
That's what's up, Kamal. That's what's up. So both Kamal and Mastermind Development went to Colombia within the last 2 months. I dropped 2 videos of their footages to give you guys game, to encourage you guys to get your passports. It's not all about the woman in your community. There's plenty of foreign women out there, right? Mastermind Development, Kamal Brooks, tell us more about Colombian women.
I think your mic sounds like it's kind of chopping in and out. I couldn't really hear you.
Oh, you
Can
talking about?
you hear me now?
Still sounds broken and distorted.
Hey, hold up. Hey, Kamal Brooks, Mastermind Development, speak about Colombian women while I sort out my technical issues.
All right, so I mean, you know, everyone has heard the hype about Colombian women, but I would definitely say, like, you know, no woman around the world is perfect, but it's just that when you compare them to like your dating experience in America, it really pales in comparison. So if you know Spanish, like basic amount of Spanish, you would do definitely well with Colombian women. I mean, I still get hit up. Like even after a month after I left, you know, I still get hit up by women. I'm just tired of I'm exhausted, man, because I'm talking to too many women.
Damn. Mastermind Development, what's your thoughts about that?
Yeah,
I'll be
I
back
can
here.
kind of hear it coming in and out just a little bit enough to hear uh Kamal say something along the lines of his experience down in Colombia, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, my
Yeah,
experience
that's
in
right.
Colombia, of course, I flew into Bogota. The first experience that I had there was the elevation sickness, because I live in Atlanta. We live on like at sea level down here in Atlanta, Georgia. So I don't live in the mountains, and I believe it's almost a 9,000 foot elevation in Bogota. So it was crazy being in that type of
Yeah,
environment.
that's
So
about
I was
right. The
having
elevation is super high.
issues breathing. So that was the first thing. So I do say, for you all who aren't used to being up in elevation, even though 9,000 feet isn't terribly high, you may have a little bit of difficulty breathing. So be prepared for that. But we stayed in Bogota. My brother knew a couple of girls there that were really, really cool women, really nice. Hung out with them for a little bit. And then the next day we flew to Cartagena. Cartagena is very, very beautiful. But the one thing I can say is the fact that the people there hustle like they don't hustle like anybody else in the world. They are true hustlers there. Every corner you walk to, somebody is doing their best to try to sell you something. So definitely beware of that. And people need to understand how the currency exchange works between, like, for USD, for example, compared to the Colombian peso. It's important to know that, because if you don't speak Spanish and you're trying to get taxi rides and all of this stuff, they will be trying to rob you. Like, literally, like if you're gonna pay 10 Colombian pesos, 10 mil Colombian pesos, for example, then they'll probably try to charge you 20 mil Colombian pesos or 30 mil Colombian pesos. And that amount of money right there will probably be like 4 or 5 USD or something like that. Not really a lot of money, but it's still the fact that they'll be trying to get over on you. So be wary of that.
So would you say brothers should move to Colombia? Like, is it worth brothers moving to Colombia to meet Colombian women, meet foreign women such as Venezuelan women, Brazilian women? What's your thoughts about that, brothers?
I say with brothers moving down to Colombia, I don't see there being a problem with that whatsoever. But one thing I will say is this: men need to prepare financially before you do decide to move to a place like that, because if you don't have the means to be able to have money coming in, cash flow, better yet, coming in from different streams without you having to actually work, then it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to live anywhere abroad long term. So like for me having my own real estate investing company, I don't ever really have to be involved in it, and I can make money with it. So if I decided that I want to move to another place, then I can do that. So the one thing that I can say is that the women there are completely different from a lot of the women in America, for example, because yes, I don't care what place you go to in the world, you have to have some source of income. Women want you to be able to take care of them regardless. So no woman is just going to want to deal with a man that doesn't have the means to take care of them. But the women in those South American countries are more old school, if you will. They like men to be men. They want you to be the protectors. They don't want to argue with you and go back and forth and try to treat you like as if you're like trash, basically, man, like a lot of women do in America. And it's not all American women. I don't want to even make it seem like I'm saying all, but the American ideology behind that a lot of American women have in various races here is really messed up, because uh the culture trains them to feel as if they're like the prize, when ultimately, just to be honest, they're not. You have 1,000,001 women that are very physically attractive out here. You got to ask yourself, as if you are a woman, like, what do you bring to the table other than the fact that you look good when there are 1,000,000 other women that look just like you? What can you bring to the table that can make you stand out above that crowd? So the
Yo,
attitude can be one of the things. And
yeah,
of course, in those South American countries, a lot of those women have the right attitude, man. So I would definitely say that if brothers do decide to go down there, or if they do want to move down there eventually, go down there first, take a visit, look around, and then see if it's a culture that you may want to be involved in.
100%. I agree with that. And in my opinion, brothers are selling themselves short big time. You know, ever since I got my passport, I've met different foreign women from Germany, from Morocco, from Sweden, from Australia, and they are 10 times better than the women I deal with in my home country. The problem is, brothers don't get their passports. Brothers feel like the women in their community is the end all or be all, but that's not the case. Once you get your passport, your mind will open. And the reason why I'm here with my YouTube channel is to promote that action. Get your passport. Stop messing around, right? Stop dealing with low value women. Shout out to the high value dudes who date high value women. Don't waste your time. If you're a brother who earns six figures, who has his own business, why are you dating a low value woman? Speak on that, brothers.
I
Cozy
think
too.
a lot of guys want to they date down simply because, just to be straight up with you, a lot of these guys have low self-esteem, man, because when it comes down to it, for any man of means who values himself, they're not going to be dating uh, the average woman, the B to C class women that any man can uh, get the attention of. No, they want the top quality women, because it's as the saying goes, the cream rises to the top. So just as how women want to be dealing with the most high quality men, the same needs to be said with us and women. But the only problem is, most men, 7 out of 10, I would say, 7 out of 10 men globally are simps. And what is a simp? Someone idolizing mediocre, you know what the last word is. So when you idolize it and you put them on a pedestal and you don't value yourself, it makes it very easy for you to be susceptible to these bullshit games that they like to play, and to be able to try to control your mind and your emotions, man. You need to be intact. You need to be in control of that.
Damn. Cozy212 and Liam Johnson, what do you guys think about our comments and Mastermind's comments? How tell us about the women you guys deal with in your community, and what's encouraged you guys to get your passports to travel and to meet, of course, beautiful foreign women.
Honest to God, man, I don't even bother dealing with anyone around here. Anybody with the most American women are just, it's just not a good deal. And then, given the times we're in, we got a pandemic going on, giant political shifts are happening. I'd rather just focus on this money, invest, and just get my financial freedom, so I can do whatever I want. And I've been in the manosphere for a while, so like as far as things with women are concerned, like it's not even something I even think about anymore. Like I'm just about let's get this money, let's get brothers into things that's gonna get them away from this stuff, so we can move on to better avenues and not even have to think about all this trash anymore, and just make a change.
That's what's up. Liam Johnson.
And to piggyback on Cozy's point, I mean, I agree, man. I mean, American women nowadays, I mean, do I even need to get started on that? I mean, it's not even worth it. So honestly, right now, I'm just focused on getting my money together and, you know, getting ready to leave.
Leave to where? What countries you looking at, Liam?
I'm looking at East Asia. You know, I wouldn't say I have a particular country. I mean, if I were to pick one, I would pick
Speak up louder.
Japan.
Speak
Wait, you
louder.
can hear me? Yeah. I mean, if I were
Yeah.
to pick a country, I would pick Japan, then the Philippines, and then Thailand.
Hey, a lot of brothers I've noticed like Japan. Why is that, Liam and Cozy 212? Kamal Brooks and Mastermind, speak on that as well. What's going on with Japan? Why do brothers, especially American brothers, love Japan?
I think a lot of American brothers were exposed to Japanese culture in one way or another through different facets. Growing up, especially if you were born like in the 80s or if you were born in like the early 90s. So I guess that could be why. But also just like a lot, just the culture over there has a lot to offer, a lot of things to go see and do, not just women. So I believe that's more so the case. Everybody gravitates towards whatever energy attracts them. And if Japan has the energy, I mean, I'm more focused on South Korea myself, but yeah, I do plan on visiting Japan as well.
Hey, that's what's up, Cozy. Kamal Brooks, I know you've traveled a lot during your time in the military, I believe. You've been to Japan before.
Yeah, I've been to Japan once, and I picked up a chick right out the airport. But I mean, it didn't work out because I mean, this is back in 2006, so I mean, that was my only experience about Japan. But I mean,
Um,
I talked to other dudes, who had a blast up in Japan.
Damn. I've heard like Osaka is the hotspot for brothers based on my intel. I don't
I
have
don't know
intel.
about Osaka, but I was in Tokyo. But again, I was just there. I was there for like a total of a week. So, I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on Japan.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So 2021, right? The goal is this year is to get our money right and of course travel once the coronavirus restrictions are gone down. Brothers need to get their passports, travel, meet foreign women, of course, invest. So this live stream, I want to bring in some crypto brothers who are Cozy 212 and Liam Johnson. Can you both speak on crypto and tell us what cryptos that brothers should be buying right now to turn, let's say, $1,000 to 100K in 2 years or 3 years? Speak on that, brothers.
Cryptos that brothers should be getting right now, I would say definitely Zilliqua, Theta, and Digibyte. Those are my top three. Those are my top three.
Why is that?
With Zilliqua, it solves problems of scaling. With Theta, with the internet problem, it pretty much makes it pretty much saves bandwidth, and that's a huge game changer. Like it's just gonna take over the world. And with Digibyte, that's a cybersecurity utility token that is going to be very important in the future. So I think, brothers, like if you want to get started on crypto, those are definitely ones to get.
Cozy 212, speak on crypto for brothers.
Oh yeah, so I'm actually in those cryptos that Liam brought up, but I'm also into Cardano, VeChain, Zilliqa, Stellar Lumens. I have a lot of crypto. Like if I go down the list, it'll take forever. But I picked those particular cryptos mainly due to use case. I have a pretty big technology background, and we studied the startup boom that occurred in the early 2010s and late 2000s, you'll see the pattern of all the companies that made it big. They usually had like a unique use case, or they were solving a problem that was a billion or multi-$100 million problem, and that's where you want to put your money because it's going to grow long term. Obviously, yeah, there's going to be some coins you could throw your money into, like fun fair or dents or something like that, where you can ride it up for a flip, but you want to make sure you have separate portfolios, like one to hodl, one to trade. But I would say, as long as you're focusing on good use cases where it's actually going to do something, and it's not just say a Bitcoin clone or a Litecoin clone where you really don't need 100 different Bitcoins. It makes no sense, you'll be able to make a lot of money. And honestly, if you study the world economy, everything going on with the fourth industrial revolution and the technology that's going to be getting put in place in these next 5 years, crypto is going to go a lot higher than most people are going to, advertise on the news or media. Like you're talking about trillions of dollars going to be flooding into this market over the next 5 years.
I hope you brothers are listening to the advice Cozy and Liam said. A lot of brothers can get rich off crypto this decade. It's time for brothers to, invest their money wisely. Don't spend your money on things that don't matter. A lot of you brothers are spending your money on all these dates, designer clothes, expensive jewelry that has no value, right? You put your money in crypto, you get your money right, it grows, and you use that money to travel and invest even more. Wouldn't you guys agree with that?
I strongly and highly agree with that. Out here in Japan, where I live, there's two types of people that get involved in crypto investing. Well, actually three types. There's the type of guys, like most of the guys I know out here in Yokohama, that basically they look at crypto as something fun, something interesting, excited. They throw money in at one time. They watch the money grow, but then they're scared to put more money into it. Then you got the other people that feel like, oh, it's always going to be around, so I'll just invest in it later. And they forget about it, and then they don't want it until the prices get too high. Then you got the other people who start thinking, well, I don't see this on the news or on TV out here, so it must not be important. So I'm just going to worry about it at another time when it becomes important. And those people, all three of those types are taking a different path. But the ones that really look at it and they decide to get into it and keep adding to it every month, those are the ones that are going to grow in their wealth and are going to increase their power, as long as they make sure that they're investing in the cryptos that are going to be worthwhile in the future, the cryptos that actually solve an actual problem in the world, solve a problem in society, and the ones that can also generate income for them by just holding those cryptos. Similar to stocks, but in a different way, from stocks that have dividends and that sort of thing, or companies that are going to go big. So it's all a matter of choosing the right ones at the right time. And the right timing is a crucial point, because if you wait until the price gets close to the price ceiling to buy in, and if it doesn't go that much higher, you miss out. But if you buy at the right point, which is at the low point or the middle point, as it's increasing, then you can go ahead and make your bones, so to speak, with it. That's just my opinion.
That's what's up. Mastermind Development, Kamal Brooks. What do you guys think about crypto? I know Mastermind is a real estate investor. So, brother, I'd like you to speak on that as well, to spread knowledge to other brothers. And Kamal Brooks, speak on that as well. Go on, guys.
I'll be the first to say that I just started investing in Bitcoin, and I seen my investment go up by $300. I came in Bitcoin when it was like at 37,000. Now it's at what, 56. So, but I mean, I'm new to Bitcoin. I'm not like DK or anything like that. So I'm still new to the crypto game.
That's what's up. Mastermind Development. I know you're a big real estate guy. Do you invest in crypto? Do you invest in stocks? And give
I
some advice.
haven't jumped into either one of those yet. Mainly because I know that with real estate, this you have several different ways for you to be able to make money in real estate. So of course I haven't mastered every single way to make money in real estate, and that's what I want to keep focusing on. As I learn one thing, keep moving on to the other phases. I don't want to move out of real estate until I wouldn't even say master, because you can never truly master real estate because it's ever changing. But until I do something in every single type of realm of real estate. Like, for example, I had a meeting earlier with a couple of people who I'm actually about to jump in and invest with for an apartment complex. So we're moving into the multifamily side of things now and the commercial side of things now versus the single family homes. That's a huge jump. So for me going from single family to multifamily now, it's not really too huge of a difference as far as the steps, but some of the vocabulary is a little different, and the way that you look at the numbers is a little different. But I've seen some of the comments people have left asking, like, how can you get started in real estate? Well, that's a good question. There are various ways. I can't tell you which way will be the best way for you, for anybody in here, because everybody's journey is going to be different. But one thing that I can say is this is a perfect example. Say if you're a person who has the average modest 9 to 5 and you have a pretty decent credit score, then you shouldn't have too many issues being able to get pre-qualified for a home loan. The main thing I would say in that case is this: if you do want to go that route and you want to be like a person who's going to have rental properties, buy and hold properties, then your focus needs to be doing your best to try to save up a good little amount of money to be able to put down on an FHA or a conventional loan. I believe those are between like 10 and 20% down for those loans. Get that money to be able to put a down payment. Of course, that'll have your loan amount lower. You get that property, you put a tenant in it, have them paying the mortgage off. From there, of course, whatever is left over after that, after all the expenses, is going to be cash flow for you. So what do you need to do? Once you have them in that property, just say, for example, a year, of course, you build an equity in that property. The property value of a house is going to continue to go up every single year. So eventually you'll be in a position where you say, you know what? Okay, look, I want to pull some equity out from this property. You could put that down for another property. You do the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Put another tenant in there. Build that equity. You can do that for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 properties, however many you want to do. That's going to be kind of slow, but it's a sure thing for the most part. You got several other ways. Like, I started in wholesaling. Wholesaling real estate is literally selling a piece of paper. So just to give you the long and short of it, pretty much what you would do is, if you see a beat up house at 123 Main Street, the property information is public record as far as who the owner of that property is. So you can go to your county's tax commissioner's office and get a list. And actually, as a matter of fact, you can go to the county tax commissioner's website and type in that address, and it'll tell you who the owner is. So next you want to do what's called skip tracing. When you skip trace them, that means that you're going to use a system that's going to be able to give you the phone number for that homeowner. So when you call them, just to give a little quick example, you can call like, hey, John Doe, I just wanted to reach out to you, man, to see if you own the property at 123 Main Street. Yeah, I do. Who is this? All right, well, yeah, that's a good question. My name is Joseph. I actually own a property like 3 houses down from yours, man. So I wanted to reach out to you to see if you were willing to receive a cash offer on your property. Okay, go ahead. Okay, cool. I got you, John. Let me ask you a couple of questions real quick, just so I can get a better picture painted for me in reference to your property. And then from there, I'll go into it as far as like, okay, bedrooms and bathrooms. What's the bedrooms and bathroom count? What's the square footage? Have you done any work to the property, etc. Recently? From there, your goal, of course, is to be able to get them under contract at whatever the price is that you have established and negotiated between them. Just say, for example, you get the property under contract at $100,000.
Yeah.
And the after repair value of the property is $300,000. I'm going to do the math on it. The after repair value is ARV. That means what the house is going to be worth once it's fully renovated. We use what's called the 70% rule. So $300,000 times 0.70 brings you down to $210,000. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we know that we got the property under contract at $100,000. So we have to subtract that $100,000 out of here because that's the purchase price. Take away $100,000. Now you have $110,000 left on the table. Okay, so let's just say that it needs $20,000 in renovations. Just for example, you need to put a new kitchen in there or update the bathrooms. So $110,000 take away $20,000. It brings you down to $90,000.
Yeah.
Let's just say if you say, okay, well, I want to sell this contract and make $15,000 from it. So you subtract your wholesale fee of $15,000. So that leaves potentially $75,000 profit on the table for whoever your end buyer is going to be. You don't have to have the cash yourself to do that. So you have that piece of paper, you have the house under contract, you do the disposition of it and put it out there for buyers to take a look at it. If it's a good deal, it's going to sell itself. And if anybody has any questions further about this, DM me on Instagram. I don't mind giving anybody the breakdown of this like in a more in-depth fashion. Of course, this is just like the dirty, quick version. But you sell that contract to that person and you make $15,000 that quick and move on to the next property.
Nice.
It
Got a
sounds
question for
crazy,
you,
but it is real. I do. This
Mastermind.
is part of my business. This is what we do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So how did you get the capital to go into real estate? Because you need quite a lot of money to buy property, then lease it out. How did you get the money to get your start in real estate, Mastermind?
I didn't hear him. Can anybody repeat what he said for me?
Can you hear me now?
I still
Can you hear me?
can't.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Mastermind, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mastermind, it must be you, bro.
Yeah, I heard him perfectly.
What did he
I
say?
heard
Kamal?
everybody.
No, he was just saying, how did you get the money to for real estate?
Okay, got you. Okay, so for me, I didn't start with any money at all. That's the thing. Wholesaling is one of the tactics for you to use if you don't have any money and you want to work on building your capital. The end goal, of course, is not to be a wholesaler for 20 or 30 years in real estate. No, that's the very basic level of real estate. So you wholesale, you do a couple of deals, and then after you do a couple of deals, you build your capital up. Just say if you build up $100,000. That puts you in a position to potentially go buy a property at a discounted rate. Say if you buy a house for 60,000 cash, and you want to put 20,000 into updating it. You put that 20 in there, you still got 20,000 in the bank. You put a tenant in there and you rent that property out. You own it free and clear. So that means you don't pay a mortgage on it. You own it. So everything you get is going to be profit in your pocket. You can do that. It's very possible. But the main thing is, of course, it's all about having the proper information and being able to apply it. So like I said, I'm all ears for anybody who wants to DM me. I don't mind giving anybody information, man, and being able to get on like a one-on-one call to break it down further for anybody, man, because I want all my brothers and sisters, man, to be able to be out here thriving, man, just to be honest.
How can I get your DM?
It's on my Instagram. Let me tell
Hey,
everybody
post your
what it is.
Instagram
I just changed my
on the
name
group
on
chat,
there.
on the live
It
chat.
is Yosef,
Mastermind.
YOSEF_BEN dot ISRAEL, Israel.
Could you type that?
Yeah. Let me type that in the chat. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see. _BN dot Israel.
That's what's up.
Okay, it
Appreciate the
should be in
game.
the chat now, I believe, if I did it right.
Appreciate the game, Mastermind Development.
I see you, man. Thanks.
I'm gonna say this right
Okay.
now, brothers. We need to invest in stocks, invest in crypto, and invest in real estate. Have our business. It's important that brothers value wealth that we can use to invest in Africa. Like Cozy 212 was telling me the other day, we need to be investing in Africa. We need to be buying up property. We need to be buying up other businesses and all that stuff as well. It's very important. This decade, I want to see brothers balling. I want to see brothers with nice cars, nice houses, beautiful foreign women. But to get there, it's all about patience, focus, good money management. Keep away from bad people. Have a good circle of friends who encourage you to do the right thing. Right? And I want to pivot onto DK Polyglot because I am really interested in Japan, and I'm sure other brothers are too. how do the women there treat you in Japan, polyglots?
Okay, before we get to like how the women treat me specifically, which is somewhat of an individual thing, there's just something that I feel that I have to explain about women, not only in Japan, but also in Taiwan and in South Korea, and also in some of the Middle Eastern countries that I've gone to, is simply this. When you're around women and they're just being naturally women, as in being naturally feminine, and it's genuine, it's not an act, it's not a bait and switch ploy or anything like that. It's just their natural character and who they are. If you're not careful, you may find yourself in a situation where you get inadvertently seduced unintentionally on her part by an average looking woman, just because you may come from an area or a place where you're so starved of genuine natural femininity that the first time that a chick just starts interacting with you in a feminine way, where on her part she's just being friendly and being cordial, you get it all confused for choosing signals of where you're from and find yourself totally enamored with a woman who really isn't even trying to lead you on. So that's the first part about it, to preface it. But generally speaking, like out here, as long as you understand like the language and you can communicate, because pretty much to get a good local woman in any country, you're going to have better opportunities and better odds if you can understand the local culture to a degree and or can speak the local language. It just works out better in your favor that way. And so typically pretty much they're open, they're friendly, they're cordial, as long as you're not coming with any maggle shit or any disrespectful, weird stuff. You know, they may laugh at it, it may be entertaining to them, but they're not going to be interested in you beyond getting some casual laughs if you're coming with that kind of energy. But if you're just a normal person and you're just yourself and you're just friendly and open, they reciprocate that type of energy. Just like 2 nights ago, I was in the supermarket and I saw these chicks that looked like they were maybe like 18 or 19 years old with like all these Meiji chocolate bars. Meiji's one of the chocolate companies out here. And I was like, are these on sale? I just walked up to them and I was like, are those on sale or something? You guys got so many of them. And they're like, oh yeah, they're having a sale on these. These are really so good. Do you want to see where we got them? And I was like, yeah, sure. I want to check that out. So then it's like 2 of them were escorting me to where they got the chocolate. Then one of them was stopped and asked a supermarket staff member something and went somewhere with them. And they were showing me all of them and just like breaking it down. They were so happy and so energetic just to show me the chocolates and recommend like the best ones and this and that. And, you know, I had to get back in touch with some of the brothers that I keep in touch with that are still stateside and recognize that kind of stuff probably wouldn't happen in the US if you were to just randomly walk up on two attractive women in their late teens, early 20s in a supermarket and ask them about what they had in their hands or what they were buying. So, I mean, they're very open, very friendly, very casual. I mean, there have been times where I've met a chick and I'm just chopping it up where they're not even trying to flirt, where they're just being myself. And then, you know, I'll start talking to her and I know she's wearing a wedding ring and she'll either tell me that she's happily married and start showing me pictures of her family and her kids and ask me if I'm single. And then when I say I'm single, she's like, you know what? I have a friend that would be good for you. And then she's trying to hook me up with her friend. And 9 times out of 10, her friend's hotter than her, you know? So, I mean, it's just a matter of being yourself, being cool, being relaxed, being somewhat reserved. Don't be too pushy. And you'll have no problem picking up anywhere in the country. And I've been to like about maybe 8 different prefectures, because Japan has like 40 something prefectures. I think it's like 47, which would be kind of like provinces in Canada or states in the US. And I've been to quite a few of them. I've been to Osaka, I've been to Kyoto. That's like the Kansai area, which is West Japan. I live in Yokohama near Tokyo, which is East Japan. And it's like wherever you go, people are just open and friendly. They don't care about, you know, like what race you are or where you're from. All they care about is that you're a nice person, you have morals, and that you can communicate with them. And I've dated women who are half Colombian, half Japanese before. I've dated Venezuelan exchange students out here.
Polyglot. Hey, hold up there. Half Colombian, half Japanese. Oh my goodness. Do you brothers hear that? Oh, flipping heck. Half Colombian, half Japanese. That's like the best mix, in my opinion. What do you brothers think about that, man?
The Blasians are overrated, though. Sorry to say it. It's just a fact.
Hey, what?
Blasians are overrated.
Hey, this guy's cap. That's cap. What you want about Polyglot? That's cap. Come on, man.
No, it's not, bro. I'm speaking from experience. I've dealt with enough Blasians in Asia to know.
I mean, he did say he was out there since the 90s, man. So you know, I can't go against that.
All right, Polyglot. Tell me right now, if let's say if I was to go to Japan the next day, what place in Japan will give me no, what place in Japan will give brothers the most play in Japan? What place specifically, if you want to get dime, feminine Japanese women, what place in Japan should I go to or brothers to go to?
Any place where you won't find any B-dubs or American military bases anywhere nearby.
I was told that.
Oh man, you're a fool.
I'm being real. I've been out here more than 20. I'm just being honest and being real. Now, some dudes in the military are cool and know how to carry themselves, and they have no problem picking up broads. This is not a slight on dudes that are in the military, not by a long shot, because I've met some military dudes, black, white, Hispanic, even Asian American, that were cool as hell and had no problem pulling bad Japanese broads, and some of them could only speak a little bit of Japanese. But what I'm speaking about is the type of Japanese females that are typically attracted to the areas surrounding the U.S. military bases. That is what I'm talking about. This has nothing to do with brothers that are in the military that are traveling around the world and dealing with women. I'm talking of women that are attracted to those bases in Japan. That is what I'm talking about. These are typically leftover women, some of them as young as early 20s that I've been ran through, women who have psychological issues that the Japanese dudes call minheta, which I translate into English as basically mental health issues, ass having bitch, that basically are rejected by their own men. None of their own men even want them. And so then they go and they try to get themselves a dude in the military who doesn't understand their culture, doesn't understand their society, and won't even realize that he's simping for them when they're taking advantage of him. These are the type of women that tend to frequent these kind of places, the kind of bars where these guys go. So if you really want to get a really good, genuine, just typical average, and I say average not in terms of looks, but I mean average in terms of her temperament, her personality, and her femininity, you will be served best by going to places that are far away from that kind of an influence because of the type of women that you're likely to find there. I've been in spots like nearby some of the military bases, and I'll meet like a Japanese chick that's hot, she's attractive, and she's got everything together. But then the other Japanese brides that are used to going to those military base areas be trying to ostracize her, trying to bully her, and all this shit to get her out of there because they know they can't compete. Because those are the type of bras that flock to those areas. But if you're from America and you're in the U.S. military, you get over there, you don't know any better. All you know is that the Asians that are in your face now, they're like more hungry for you and they're more attractive than what you're used to seeing in America and what you're used to dealing with. So you're going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? So you really
totally agree.
Wouldn't know.
What about Roppongi, man? What is that a good spot?
Well, here's the thing about Roppongi, right? It depends on what you're doing in Roppongi. Right, because I have like Nigerian homies that I used to roll with, that had their bars, their strip clubs and stuff in Roppongi, where it'd be like a Nigerian guy that secretly owns it but has a Japanese front man, and then he's got Russian girls stripping and taking off the clothes at these spots, right? But the thing is, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a one-night hitter quitter, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for a mid-hitter broad that you're just gonna fuck for a while and just be done with her, pump and dump situation. Okay, you can find that in Roppongi, but just be careful, you might catch an STD. But every now and then, you'll meet some Japanese broads who work near Roppongi, work in the business area, and they may go there with their coworkers for drinks, and you may look up on a chick that really doesn't fit with that kind of club scene because it's the club scene there. Because the heydays of Roppongi are over. The heydays of Roppongi have been over since like 2015. You know what I'm saying? So you could still go there, and it's just like party and bullshit type of thing where you're just clubbing and just having fun and whatnot. But the quality of women that goes there, it's gone down. For a while, it used to be that that the good crop of women who like to just go out for drinks and clubbing for a good time, not searching for dick or foreign dick, but just for a good time to have fun. They used to go to Roppongi, but then up until a couple of years ago, they switched over and it became a Shibuya thing, where if you go like up in Dogenzaga area of Shibuya, which is the street that's it's right across the street from Shibuya Station, over by the Shibuya crossing that you guys see in movies and stuff, where everybody's crossing the street. It's like right across the street from that, going past the Starbucks, and you keep going straight. And you'll find that there's all these little hidden kind of bars and stuff, like the Hub is a big one. So it's like they started going to those spots for a while. They started going to those spots like around like 2014, 2015, but I really started going into like bars and clubs and stuff, in Tokyo after a while, because I just started to realize that when I was hanging out in Tokyo and hanging out in Roppongi, it's like, and at the time I had recently moved to Yokohama back then, I noticed that most of the really hot, really feminine, really nice girls that were really worth dealing with, most of them happen to be either from, raised in, or living in Kanagawa Prefecture. And a lot of them in the biggest city in Kanagawa, Yokohama, where I'm living. And it got to be so many times where I would just meet broads in like Shibuya, and then I find out that she lives in Yokohama, and we're chopping it up on the train on the way back home towards Yokohama, and we end up at the hotel, and the rest is what it is. And it got to a point where I just started saying, you know what, let me see what's in my neighborhood walking distance. And I started finding out there's club spots, you know, where you get chicks in like their early 20s, late teens. You know what I'm saying? And they have spots in Yokohama that's like 35 minutes walking distance from my crib. So after a while, I really just quit going to Tokyo. Better quality of women and less of the kind of mid-header issues that I would typically run to in Roppongi. So I left it alone.
That's what's up, DK Polyglot. Appreciate the intel on that. Question for Mastermind Development and Kamal Brooks from Alexander Lascano. He says, is now a good time to visit Colombia? Speak on that, brothers.
So I think anytime's a good time to go to Colombia. I went there in December when someone like I'm in this like WhatsApp group was saying going to Colombia in December was not a good time, but I had a blast, man. I mean, I think any time is a good time to go to Colombia. I'm trying to go back in May. But like I said, if you're gonna go to Colombia, if you want to meet like women outside the prostitutes, you have to know Spanish.
Damn, yep. I agree with that. You know, anytime you want to move to a new country, a foreign country, to meet foreign women, I always tell brothers, try and get a basic command of their language, even in Germany as well. Now, in Germany, English will get you by, but to get the top-notch German girls, if she finds out that you know German, she's going to be all over you. And you brothers know how much I preach about Germany, because Germany is a hotspot for brothers. I'll tell you that right now. You know, brothers wasting their time in America, in Canada, in the UK, whatever Western country, crying over Western women. Why don't you get your passports? Head down to Germany. Head down to Australia.
Germany has been a hotspot since the 1960s. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just saying, like, this is the intel I got, like, from people that lived in Germany like after World War II. It's been a hotspot for brothers back then.
Oh yeah, since one of my buddies, man, who I worked with in the past, he was stationed there in the 70s, man. He said that the group of black military men who went over with him at that time, they brought the disco stuff over there. He was telling me how much they had it rocking over there in Germany, man. They loved brothers, man. And
yeah, that's crazy.
I got a chick over in Stuttgart right now, as a matter of fact, man. And I need to get over there and go on and tap that one time real quick, man.
Stuttgart, what's your name? I'm curious, man. What's her name?
Her name is Jessica.
Nah, okay. No, that's not her. I was thinking about somebody else.
You might know her, man. Look, she ain't my wife.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's this chick in Stuttgart, right? And it's like this. Me and some other dude happen to know her, and it's like we all know that she's been ran through by nothing but Americans. We all know that. So it's just like she's like everybody's girlfriend, you know?
She belonged to the streets.
Yes.
Hey, I tell brothers, man, you know, don't go for low value women. You know, advice to Liam Johnson and Cozy 212. When you guys have your wealth in order, your crypto's popping off, don't go for low value women. You need to go for foreign women who are high value. You will find that in Germany, in certain places in Germany. Vancouver, oh my goodness, Vancouver is definitely a hotspot for brothers. It's expensive, so make sure you get your passport right, your finances right. But Vancouver, my goodness, I will continue preaching Vancouver for you brothers, because again, it is a mega hotspot. Liam, Cozy 212, have you guys been to Vancouver before?
No, I haven't traveled out the country yet, but Vancouver's actually on my list. I was originally going to move to Seattle, but you've been paying attention to what's going on in the States. It's pretty crazy up there right now. So I do still want to visit Vancouver because it has a lot to offer as far as people, culture, and things to go see. So that's definitely high on the list.
Uh,
Um,
no, I haven't been to Canada.
so question from Grand Lotus Zero. Uh, Vancouver, yes, 100%. Head down to Vancouver. Um, it's a hotspot for brothers. No joke, no joke. Kamal Brooks can verify my intel. Many brothers in the comments within um, my video I dropped 2 years ago can verify my intel. It's a hotspot. Head down there as soon as lockdown finishes in America or whatever country you're from. Head down to Vancouver. Um, a brother I know right now is in Seattle, and he's doing very, very well in Seattle. For those who have been to Seattle, um, what's the intel there? Because from what I've heard, right, brothers eat well in Seattle, despite it being an American state. Anyone have intel?
Well, that whole western part of the country, man, is kind of weird, especially in this day and age. In the past it was a little different, but now with all of this political stuff going on in the Trump age of America, you got a lot of people that are super liberal out there, man. You got a lot of feminists out there, man, a ton of them. So you really just gotta be in the right setting to be able to find the women. But you got plenty of cool women out there, man, that are real low key. But you have to maneuver through the minefield of feminists out there, man. It's just like California, man. You have some really beautiful, chill women out there in Cali, but the liberals are in control of California, man. So you really just have to be in the right situation, man, to be able to find the women that are worth your time.
I mean, not just that, but with everything going on out there, the news isn't really reporting it. You kind of have to find out word of mouth, and like the people that you know that live out there. But the crime out there is getting ridiculous. Like, like people going in the grocery stores, getting attacked by homeless people. Drug use is just even more rampant. I would just say like a place like a San Francisco or a Seattle where it's ultra expensive and you have certain elements to deal with, like Mastermind just mentioned. If you're not going out there for a career or to make money, again, gentlemen, you want to realize what times we're in. Like, shit is about to get very real out here very soon. Um, don't even bother going out there. And then plus, you probably don't even have to because there's so much remote work you can get into pretty quickly. Like, you can learn web development in like 6 months. If you can just sit, if you don't have a job, I would just say go to like codingphase.com or something. Like, it's like $20 a month. And he teaches you not just to code, but to get into the industry, make a business. Like, why be a slave the rest of your life when you can make your own business, make your own money, make your own applications, and get more freedom? That's what this is all about at the end of the day, traveling with financial freedom.
That's what's up, Cozy212. I'm hoping that brothers during this time where it's changing, people are working from home. I'm hoping brothers are learning, acquiring knowledge, not messing around, making that money, exploring different avenues to increase their income and wealth. Cozy212 dropped mad game there. Brother, he knows a lot about crypto. Hit him up on Instagram and he will drop mad game on crypto. Appreciate the brother. Appreciate the brother Kamal Brooks as well. Liam Johnson, Polyglot, and Mastermind Development. I'm about to open the call up in 5 minutes to get you guys to call in. But in the meantime, Jack Hove has a question. Hey, Jack Hove, I told you, Germany, you got Spain, you have Sweden. Oh my, head down to Sweden. Actually, Kamal Brooks, you've been down to Sweden before.
Yeah, I've been down to Sweden. I got a funny story about that too. But you should check out Czech too, man. Czech Republic. That's a good spot too.
Tell us more about Sweden. I've been to Sweden before. The women there, there's some gorgeous women in Sweden. My goodness. I dropped a video a couple years back telling you guys my experience in Sweden. Very positive. What was your experience with Swedish women in Sweden, Kamal?
Okay, now I mean it was a good thing. It's just that me and the girl got into an argument and then like we just stopped talking. But I mean, I only had one experience with one Swedish girl, but I felt like if I was there, man, I think I would have like I don't want to say I would clean up, but I think I would have had my fair share of women. But I just been there well, 2 times. I've been there 2 times and stuff for the same girl.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I actually will head down to Sweden hopefully sometime this year.
Where in
If
Sweden
not
did you
early.
go to though? I was in the south of Sweden by Denmark.
I was in Stockholm, the
Oh,
capital.
I never went up that north. You know where
Oh
Malmo
man,
is?
I'm telling you right now, right? The women in Sweden are top notch, especially in Stockholm where it's international. You got women from Norway, from London, from Russia, all coming to Stockholm, and they're all checking for brothers, you know. And I'm here to give you guys game. You know, don't rely on your community just for women. Get your passport, explore the world, head down to Asia, Africa, you know, Europe, South America. They're all checking for brothers. This is why I have my channel to give game to you brothers, you know, and I'm verified. My intel is verified. I went to Portugal recently and that was crazy as well. Imagine if I went to Portugal during the summertime where there's no coronavirus, it would have been even more crazier then. Question from Big Task. How is it in Australia? Who in the panel has been to Australia?
I've been to Australia 3 times for work, 6 weeks at a time. And it was during the Japanese summer, which ended up being Australian winter. And the places I went were I went to Sydney, I went to Adelaide, I went to Melbourne, and I went to Brisbane. And I noticed some kind of interesting things about Australia because, you know, Australia, they have their own indigenous Black population. They call them the Aborigines. And one thing I noticed is that at first, with meeting some of the white Australian chicks, is if because with the way I looked, they probably thought that I was Aborigine, so they're kind of careful until they heard an American accent and realized I was Black American. Then their whole demeanor and everything changed. But what I noticed is I got the warmest reception, no matter where in Australia I was. I got the warmest reception from what I call hyphenated non-white Australians. You know, like the Pakistani Australians, the Vietnamese Australians. Oh my God, I met these 2 bisexual fine Vietnamese chicks that took me to this crazy club and they paid my way to get in, even though I had money, and showed me a good time. But and I just met them on the street, you know, and they took me to the hookah bar. We were smoking there, and it's, oh, you want to with us to this club? And it was on. But anyway, yeah, Australia was really cool. For I think any brother that goes to Australia with an open mind would have a good time in Australia. You know, it's just about your energy and what you attract and being open to new kinds of interaction, and you could definitely have a good time in Australia, just like anywhere else outside of the U.S. and, you know, the so-called Western world. I mean, if you go there with an open mind, you're gonna have a good time. I like how in Melbourne, the little Vietnamese area, I think it's called like Little Saigon or Little Vietnam. It's literally across the street from Little Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the way that the people interact there is just like hella dope. I was having good Vietnamese food there with my Vietnamese Australian homie John, who I met during a trip that I went to Singapore, and he invited me to come and kick it with him in Australia. And I just had a ball being out there. The clubs in Melbourne and everything were dope. You know, I had a good time with the wine drinking in Brisbane. It was dope. But then again, the last time that I was there was like 2016, 2017. So, you know, a lot can change in 5 years. So it's probably a lot better now.
And he didn't give any of us an invite to come out there with him and have fun and shit when he went there, man. That's messed up, bro.
Hey, how are the Ethiopians there, man?
The Ethiopians, they were cool. You know, I got a discount on a belt that I bought. You know, she only charged me like 60% of what the sticker price was, and I didn't have to argue her down because she thought I was Ethiopian when she looked at me. You know, because that happened to me a lot. It's like I didn't realize it, but at first, when I first started traveling internationally as an adult at 19 years old, when I got back from a 1-week trip to Saudi Arabia at LAX, you know, all of these exotic looking Black women were talking to me in languages I couldn't understand. So I spoke to them in Spanish. Then they spoke to me in another language I couldn't understand. So then after that, I started using a little bit of Japanese, and then they just give up and walk away. And it wasn't until I moved to Japan that I realized that they were Ethiopians that thought I was an Ethiopian too. Because I would meet Ethiopians out here that would think that I'm from their country and would just come up talk to me in Amharic. So I learned a little Amharic to try to clear that up. But in Australia, the Ethiopians are cool. Even the Ethiopian community here in Japan, it's a mixed bag, because of, the political stuff, how their government operates over there and how they spy on people outside of the country. But, and generally speaking, I tend to run across like two different types of Ethiopians. Like me, I tend to deal with fathers, like fresh off the boat, fresh off the plane type people. You know what I'm saying? Not people who are like second and third generation from the country, but like people like straight from the country. And what I tend to notice is I run across like two or three different types of Ethiopians. Usually the ones that are desperate to get out of their country, but when they get to their new country, they still have the same kind of desperate energy about them, and that can be destructive to them. Then you meet the ones that are just so happy to be outside of the country. They want to experience everything, and some of them turn into daggles. And then you got the ones that are just cool people that they finally got an opportunity outside of their country, and they're not letting anything hold them back. Those are the ones that you in less than a generation. But as far as the women, the Ethiopian women, they look good, and some of them are cool, but you got to be careful because you never know which one you're going to get until it's too late, because they are just as good as East Asians at holding in and hiding what they really think until they think that they've got you wrapped around their finger.
Damn. It's good that you had a good time in Australia, polyglot. So I've opened the phone lines up for brothers to call in and to ask you guys any questions regarding stocks, crypto, women, and so forth. Question from, let's see, Jack Hove. No, I already put him on before. Guys, call in right now. Any questions? I've dropped the StreamYard link on the chat. I'll drop it again. Call in.
Yeah, bring on some crypto questions, man. Let's make some money. Pretty sure you're not
100%.
trying to go back to your job after COVID, man.
That's what's up, Cozy.
One thing I wanted to add too, man, is the fact that for the brothers that haven't been going places outside of the United States or whatever country it is that you live in, do not accept the hype that a lot of people who never traveled to places try to tell you when they try to say, oh, the women there are just like wherever it is that you live. That is bull. You know what? Do not accept that, because if the person hasn't been to these countries, they can't tell you from experience of what you're going to experience when you go there. These
I agree,
women,
man.
they love brothers, man.
I totally agree with that.
Us.
That is true.
I agree 1,000% with that, and I can expand it and take it a little further. What's interesting is that in a lot of these countries, it's not so much that they love brothers, which there are a lot of women who do, but I'm not saying that all of them love brothers. But what it is that we're so different and so unique from what they're used to seeing walking around them. You know what I'm saying? Like our skin color is different, our hair texture is different. So of course they're going to be curious and they're going to be interested, and that turns into love when they have contact with a good, upstanding brother that has some sense of character about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all have a unique opportunity when they're in these countries to actually be like the cultural, racial ambassador for other Black men, because I've had to undo a lot of damage that were done by people who basically had never been outside of their neighborhood growing up, and suddenly find themselves halfway around the world and don't know how to act. And it's a challenge, but I mean, it is what it is. So we're all by default like diplomatic ambassadors in a situation, and by representing correctly, you make it that much easier for the next brother that has his shit together to be able to go and get him a dime piece that's worthy of him. So yeah, they are very open to us as long as we have our shit together and we do things the right way and show respect for their culture. Then we're not going to have any problems, even when other dudes go and make it hard for us.
Facts.
I would definitely say that Colombian women are not definitely there for you for the green card. I would say some more, but not all of them. So yeah, whoever said that, any chick that ever tells me, oh, they want you for your green card, I tell them they full of, you know what?
Yeah, because the main thing is, I would let them know, like, if I'm going to be dealing with one of them, the main thing is the average, and just like how International Passport said it, man, you can't be dealing with some average ass woman down there, man. You have to be dealing with somebody that has something to lose. You know, when you're dealing with a woman of means down there, and she has the ability to be able to afford the same things a little bit less or more than you, then you're in a pretty good position oftentimes, because they don't necessarily need what you have in order to survive. Colombia, I don't want it to be mistaken to the brothers that haven't been there. It's a beautiful place, bro, but it's a developing country. It's a third world country. The shit is tough down there, man.
Oh,
The
yes,
women
it
are
is.
beautiful, but
Yep.
man, the people are impoverished there, man. So
Oh,
a
big
lot of
time,
the
man.
women are just looking for a way out. So you do have to be careful of that. But that's
I
why it's
agree.
important to deal with the women that have something going on for themselves.
Yeah, but those same women that are poor, man, they would stand you up real quick. But it's just like you said. I mean, life is hard, but not all of the women are there for a green card. As long as you tell them
Absolutely.
straight up, like, look, I'm not bringing you back to the United States, period, or UK.
You absolutely right, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I got a couple of women down there, man, real cool women who I kept in contact with down there, man, who I met through my brother. He's fluent in Spanish, so he was my translator my whole time down there, man. I haven't practiced or tried to do anything in Spanish since I was in high school, and that doesn't even count as Spanish. So uh, outside of the days of the weeks, months of the year, and very basic like sentences, I don't really speak Spanish whatsoever. So my brother was my lifeline there, and I believe it was Polyglot that said this. If you do not speak the language, bro, you will have difficulty finding women that are not prostitutes. The women that are prostitutes don't care if you can speak English or not. They're going to walk
Amen.
up and say their price, and they're going
Amen.
to be like, hey, hey, they'll say that, hey, let's go back to your place, and they'll Google Translate or something. But the women that aren't prostituting, if you can't speak their language and they look at you, they're like, oh man, this dude is fine. He looks good. I can tell that he's not from here. They can tell from how we dress that we're not locals. So she's gonna look at you and see that you look good to her and all of that. But if she walks up to you and tries to speak Spanish and she doesn't speak English or whatever other language you speak, and you all are trying to Google Translate back and forth, most of those women will probably get tired of doing that in that conversation and probably eventually walk off and keep it moving, man. So it's important, man, for you to be able to at least have some kind of understanding of the language or have somebody with you who speaks it to be able to make it a little bit easier on you there, man.
Yeah, and in most countries, if you make an effort to try to learn the local language on the fly, people tend to be happy about that and will really reciprocate with that, because I've seen situations just observing when I'm out and about where I've seen like dudes like trying to use Google Translate to talk to a chick, and then after like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I'm kind of curious how it's going to go. So I sit down and order a few drinks so I can just kind of watch from a distance. And then the chick just like walks off all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. And Japanese people are real reserved. So she's not going to tell him that this shit is bullshit and that is stupid. She's just going to get up and walk away or make an excuse to go to the restroom and never come back. And I've seen that happen. And I've seen situations where dudes like trying to make an effort that when they're trying to speak Japanese, it's really broken. It's really corny. Like I work in IT in Tokyo, even though I live in Yokohama. And I have this Bangladeshi coworker, and his Japanese is like total garbage and trash. And he's been married to a Japanese woman for 2 years who speaks English, right? And the funny thing about it is his Japanese that he tries to speak to help people on the tech calls, it's like such garbage that it confuses me. And they try so hard to try to understand what he's saying. And, he tries to use Google Translate, and they're just trying, you know what I'm saying? But he's making an effort, and they really appreciate that. So as long as you make an effort, even if you can't really speak the language before you get there, people appreciate that. Like I made a weekend trip to South Korea in like 2012, and I was learning Korean on the plane. And because of the weird like mental tricks I use to force myself to learn stuff faster, I was able to pick up more than most people would in just a couple of hours flight on the way to a country. But when we got there, I just went all out and tried to use whatever I could. And people, they just loved that so much. And I was getting discounts at spots where only Koreans would go. I'd go into the taxis that the drivers only speak Korean. The ones where the taxis are black and yellow, because they have different color-coded taxis for tourists. I didn't get into any of those. And I just tried, and I had a good time. I made friends with locals and whatnot. And I did the same thing every time I travel somewhere else where I don't already speak the language. So if you make an effort, it's going to go a long way, whether you're chasing women, trying to make friends and get connections, or just have a good time. Just make an effort to try to learn the language on the fly.
Yeah, plus like if you learn a language, like me, for example, I plan to go into South Korea once things clear up with this coronavirus, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm learning the language because I'm not just going down there to have fun, hook up with chicks, whatever. I'm mainly going down there for business.
Hmm.
Like this, like when you go to other countries, from people that have given me, on the ground information, you get a lot of opportunities as a black foreigner that people in that country wouldn't even get. So you learning the language, it'll make it'll make it a lot easier for you to network. So, look at that too. Because I know there's some guys, they go back and forth, but why go back and forth when you can set yourself up and not have to come back, to wherever you came from. If you're happy in South Korea or you're happy in the Philippines, Colombia, wherever you want to go, stay over there long term, get something going. And it's more than possible nowadays. Not just with skills, but you got crypto investments, you got stocks, you got options. Like there's a ridiculous amount of ways you can make money online. Honestly, there's not really any excuse for brothers to be talking about they're broke or they can't do nothing anymore. Like I just don't see that at all.
That's what's up, Cozy. 212. Quick question. You said that there's opportunities for black foreigners in South Korea. Um, can you please list those opportunities for us? Like, such as what? What do you mean by that? Like, that wouldn't apply to a native South Korean person. What opportunities?
So for one, if you like, into cooking, you can open up restaurants because you got to think about it. There's not really a lot of us down there. Two, if you look at a lot of mainstream, as far as what's portrayed in the media with South Korea, they do have a big love for hip hop. So suppose you want to open up a club, it will be a lot easier for you to probably open up a club down there, as long as you follow the laws and everything of that nature. Two, technology jobs. Korea is actually beating a lot of countries in technology, including America, Japan, which a lot of people don't know. China, not so much just yet because China has they're a bigger country, more resources. But if you're trying to get into any of those things, there's plenty of opportunity down there. And on top of that, the main reason why is because a lot of people just don't they just don't go for it. They probably just go for a teaching job. But if you just learn the language and you meet, establish some rapport with some people before you get down there or anywhere else you want to go, the floodgates open up for you. You'll probably have a much better experience.
I agree with I agree with that. Like
Hey, hold up.
100%.
Hold up first, Polyglot. Guys, hit the like button. Come on, hit that like button. You got hold up. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. We have international passport me. We got DK Polyglots, Kamal Brooks, Mastermind Development, Cozy 212, dropping mad game for you brothers. Hit that like button. We want this video to reach other brothers around the world who are depressed, who are panicking about life. Let's get the message out, brothers. Hit that like button. Brothers here, us brothers are giving you guys pure intel that will help your life, that will benefit you in all areas of your life. Hit that like button. Carry on, DK Polyglots.
Yeah, I agree with what Cozy 212 was saying, like 100%, because basically it's like this. If you have skills that transfer over, all you need really is the will to learn the language, and you can get an opportunity in another country. Even a job that you don't really think is all that valuable, if you look online for what people are getting paid in other countries and what the cost of living is, you could easily transition over. I mean, whether it's engineering, whether it's in tech, whether it's in medicine. I mean, it just depends on whatever it is that you're doing. You could do it in another country and live a totally different life. You don't have to go into the whole English teaching route to make it. And one of my favorite Mexican restaurants in Seoul is called El Pino. And it's interesting because it was started by a Korean American dude who couldn't speak Korean because he grew up in East LA and and he was around mostly Mexicans and all kinds of crazy stuff. But it turns out that his family were illegal immigrants from South Korea into the U.S. and he ended up getting adopted by this Mexican family. He was always getting in the fights with cholos and stuff growing up. And his adopted Mexican grandmother, she taught him how to cook authentic Mexican food when he was a teenager, and he really took to that. And so he was doing that whole gangbanging LA shit. And basically what ended up happening was when he got arrested and he was of age, they deported him to South Korea. He couldn't speak the language. He didn't know much about South Korea. And so basically he had to learn Korean on the fly. And what he did was he ended up opening an authentic Mexican restaurant in Seoul, and he is thriving right now. So, I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you would never think of that have any value in America, like black soul food. There's soul food restaurants all over Japan. There's one in Tokyo where I happen to personally know the owners of it that's doing quite well. There's so many different things that we take for granted or don't think have any value in America that would make you a lot of money in other countries and around people of another culture.
Jack Hove says that America has the most opportunities for money, though, can't lie. Is that true? I've heard that, China are rising. They will soon become the biggest economy in this decade. Would it be beneficial for brothers to learn Mandarin? How do we negate that? What can we do to, make sure that Africa is rising, the Caribbean, Black America is rising as well? So what do you think about Jack Hove's question there?
Well, Chinese is my fourth language. Chinese.
How many do you speak, bro?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying, how many languages do you speak? That's, wow, man. 4?
Well, right now I'm working on my 5th, which is Swahili. And once I get that under control, I'm about to dive headfirst into Russian. Then after that, I got to learn Cantonese. And, it's never going to end. I'm probably die learning another language, at the age of 99 or something. It's not going to stop with me. Arabic's on the list, too.
So what would you recommend brothers to do in a time where the media is saying that based on economic estimates that China will become the biggest economy in the entire world? We've all seen what China are doing in Africa. I think Cozy212 is a great person to answer this question. How do you feel about that, Cozy212? What can brothers do to benefit from this Chinese rise? Or is it harmful to brothers in Africa? What do you think?
Well, I can't really say if it's harmful for brothers in Africa. One, because, a lot of information that we get is, excuse my language, it's full of shit. So, they portray Africa a certain way, but, if you go to the right sectors, you'll see that's totally the opposite. Like, it's paradise in some places over there. I would say you want to look at, as far as Africa, the world, China, everything in general, thing brothers got to realize is this. We're moving into a more increasingly global society. On top of that, the world is about to change extremely fast. Like COVID, okay, yeah, we know about that, whatever. But what's going to be coming directly after that, and while it's actually already happening now, with the fourth industrial revolution, if you're not getting certain skills, whether it's certain business skills, whether it's certain technical skills, or if you're not moving your money into things that are, that's going to make you more money so you can have more freedom, you're going to be stuck in a place where you can never come back up. So I would say, as far as languages, I would say South Korean, definitely Mandarin. You can't, really deny what China's doing. I'm sorry. Even if you like, whether you like them or not, you gotta always look at the facts. As far as African languages go, probably Nigerian. I'm not really sure what other African languages you want to learn, just because I'm still learning about Africa myself. But I will say this, a lot of tech giants are moving over there, and Africa is probably going to end up outpunching China in 10 years. So if you get ready for that now, you get your investments ready, you learn languages, you can go over there and clean up. And, as I said to other brothers, it's better for, guys like us to go over there where we'll at least, want to do fair business with our mother continent versus everybody else where they just want to go over there and just take and leave the people with nothing, And then plus, look at the size of Africa. Like you're talking about trillions of dollars of opportunity. They need some of everything. So if you're trying to start a trucking business here, you can't do it here. You can go start in Africa. If you want to be a real estate tycoon here, but you got a lot of competition. You can go over to Africa and do it because there's such a big open field. I heard about a lot of things about Tanzania too, but I'm still trying to do some research.
I've only been to Africa once. I
Yeah.
went to Kenya a couple of years ago, and I spent about 2 weeks there. And I was hanging out with the locals. A lot of them are of the Kikuyu persuasion in Kenya. And from interacting with some of the old dudes and some of the young dudes in their mid-30s that are on their way up the ladder as far as their own businesses, what I've come to understand is the appeal of China versus Western Europe and America is very different. Because when Western Europe and America, when companies from there and the governments get involved with interacting with the African countries, they want to try to tell the African nations how to run their society and how to operate their government and what to do. Where China comes in and says, hey, we want this from you and we can give you this in exchange for it. So then they do business. But the problem is they fall for the Chinese money trap of where they get the whole loan thing set up to where they can't possibly, based on the revenue they intend to generate from the project, they can't possibly pay back the loan in the amount of time that is in the loan agreement in order for them not to have to hand over the ports that are being built by the Chinese corporation using Chinese money to do it. That's one problem that's going on. But basically, the way I see it is that a lot of the Africans, they have a different way of looking at what the Chinese are doing over there. And the simple fact is a lot of people from Anglophone countries don't bother to learn a language. Where I was talking to one of my Kenyan bros' mom, and she was telling me how even though the Kikuyu language is not the main language in Kenya, it's just one of the 54 local languages, they actually ran into Chinese people doing business with them selling chickens that could speak Kikuyu fluently. So the Chinese are taking what the British used to do as far as learning the languages of the places that they go to, and they're taking that a step further with their business acumen. But the other thing is this. The Japanese wait too long to get invested in Africa until after the Chinese have mostly dominated. But because the Chinese corporations and the companies that ship over there, they have different levels of product that they send out. So they send a lower level of product to developing countries like in Africa and in South America compared to what they send to Europe, America, and Japan. And so the local Africans, they're tired of that, especially my brothers over there in Nigeria, in Lagos. They keep talking about how the Chinese companies that make the door locks fall apart within 3 months, and they're tired of that. So it's going to be just a matter of time before the African countries decide they don't want anything from China, but it's just going to take time for them to get there.
That's what's up. An independent Africa is the best for the Black diaspora worldwide. We want brothers from America, brothers from the UK, brothers from the Caribbean to be investing heavily in Africa, to have houses in Africa, to have businesses in Africa. And that's the plan. And that should be the plan and the agenda going forward for brothers all around the world. Don't leave Africa behind. Always think about Africa when you want to invest, so on and so on. I've got Amara Chroma here and the call. The brother, he's a good brother. He's currently in Seattle. And I'll tell you guys this, Amara Chroma is eating heavily in Seattle. Amara, introduce yourself and tell us how the women in Seattle are treating you.
Hello, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, International Passport, this is just like something I wanted to say. Like, it's been a minute, like, since I found your channel, and like, it really was inspiring, and like, like what we go through, like as Black men, like in America, like it's honestly like really like there's been a lot of stressful times, but like once I found your channel, and it's like it honestly really motivated me like to find out what's out there, So just thank you for everything you've done. And
Appreciate that, bro.
so pretty much what happened was I started watching like the Vancouver video, and like I was like, shoot, like you're walking outside and like girls are approaching you, and like something that I want to just tell all of you guys. So like this hotspot theory is actually real. So like America, like where I'm from, is like it's pretty much like the white man's hotspot. So like I don't know if there's any white brothers in the channel, like no problems at all, but so every guy has their own hotspot. So America's the white guy's hotspot. So pretty much like here in America, like you can see like a white guy, like for a man, maybe like a 3 out of a 10, but maybe he has like an Asian girl's like a 9 out of 10 or like a 10 out of 10. Like, because like if you go to like Germany, like I've known brothers in Germany that were like not that good looking, but they had German women that were really good looking. So like for every country that you go to, like black men do better, and some countries white men do better. So pretty much like the hotspot like is a huge thing that really goes really far. But pretty much going back to Seattle, what happened was I watched the video. I was like, man, you know what, Michigan, because I'm from Michigan. It was really bad. It's very stressful. Like every time, like you go out, like you go to the club, you dress good, you have a haircut, like, and you can't get anything. You see that the top notch girls, like only white guys. White guys get the hottest black girls, the hottest white girls, the hottest Arab girls. Like it was crazy. Like the black guy, like I had great white friends, like all like Hispanic friends, but like it seemed like the black guys were always the ones who weren't getting any play. We'd have to settle for like the fours, the fives, and we just reject them at the end of the night. And it just seemed impossible. So like once I saw the Vancouver video, I was like, man, let me go somewhere different. So that's what I did. Like I can't really move to Canada right.
Yo, Amara, we lost you, bro.
A 2 hour drive. So I got to Seattle, and man, well, I tell you guys this. I've never even touched an Asian girl's hand my whole life. Like I never even hugged an Asian girl, like ever in my life. I didn't even do that shit. I went to Seattle, and like literally in the first 2 weeks, I already had an Asian girl from China, an international student, like already talking to me. We matched on Tinder. We started dating. Within a month, she wanted to be my girlfriend. Within a month. That was just the start. I ended up letting her go because she had like tattoos and like boob piercings and all that stuff, and I'm not really into all that. And within like 2 weeks later, I had a hotter Asian girl, like an 8 out of 10, 5'8" from China, slim, thick, everything. Like I couldn't believe it. Like everything changed. As I talk to you guys now, I'm dating 4 girls right now at the same time. Like it is completely amazing compared to like if you're black, go to the West Coast. The West Coast is the only place I'll say black brothers have a better chance for sure. It's not Vancouver, it's not Germany, but at least we get some play here, to be honest.
Amara, I gotta say, actually, if you can come to Asia, you'll have just as good odds. I have a Hungarian bro that me and him we met up in Taiwan for the first time in 2015, and we still keep in touch. And every so often, when he comes to South Korea, he goes to Taiwan, he goes to China. We always send him to meet up. And he comes to Japan and he usually stays at my crib when he comes to Japan, and we go hang out and we go get bras together, and we both have just as even odds getting women, getting hot women too. So I mean, it's not so much that it's based on, well, I guess in America, I haven't lived in America for over 20 years, so maybe things have probably changed a lot in America since I was there. But if you come out here, it really doesn't matter so much what race you are, as long as you can have confidence and you find a mutual language you could communicate with a chick in. Because I've been in spots where I've been able to pick up Vietnamese chicks who couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Vietnamese, but because they could speak Japanese, we would speak in Japanese and have no problem. And the same thing with my Hungarian bro, because I helped him learn Japanese. So I mean, it's just a matter of being in the right spot, I guess.
I think the big problem with America is black men have a big stigma. Like they think every black person's like in a gang, or every black person like does drugs. Like they can't. So like some people are scared of us, even though like they don't realize there's brothers who are like us, who are educated, who have our stuff together. So it's like when we go to these other countries, like even I'm dating a Polish girl right now. I'm dating a girl from Poland. I met her in Seattle, and she told me in Poland they don't have they never had slavery, so like they don't even have those teachings. So that's another reason why they're more open-minded over there. So like, yeah, man.
The one thing I could say is and what you're saying, Amara, some cities that's definitely something that could be a possibility. I say, in my opinion, it depends on who you are as an individual, because I've been through several cities throughout the entirety of the United States, and this is just for me. I've never had an issue getting women, white women, black women, every kind of race of woman. The main thing is, but for me, it may be different. I'm 6'3" tall. I'm 215 pounds. I'm a pretty decent looking black guy, man. I take care of myself. I dress fly, and I'm a man of means. When you're one of the top dudes like that, I don't give a fuck where it is in America you are. Women are gonna be all on you, no matter where you go. One of my cities that I like in that regard is Vegas. If you out there in Vegas and you pulling women, a lot of times, bro, then that lets you know you're really doing something, because the women in Vegas only want dudes who got money. That's just being honest. They want dudes with money. So if you out there and you're not flashing money and all of that, and you're still pulling women in Vegas, just walking around being you, then you know that you're a fly dude. That's a test I think most guys should put themselves upon.
Yo, mastermind, bro. I'm not. Yo, this is where we differ because, like you, I'm 6'2" and like 210, and I have a hard time with women, man. I personally, I'm just sick of it. I don't care about trying or anything like that. But when I go overseas, man, I don't have no issues though. But I mean, like I said, I think it's just my personality though.
Yeah,
When it
you
comes
know
down
the
to it in America,
I dig what you're saying, bro. The main thing is, this is one thing I think man got to understand, though. Regardless, we are animals, men and women both. We're animals. Women pick up on a man's lack of confidence or a man's abundance of confidence. If you have confidence, man, and you walk around with that shit, that quiet confidence, bro, women are going to be gravitated towards you. And they're not going to know why. But if you don't have confidence in yourself, a lot of these women are going to be able to pick up on that energy and that vibe that you give off, man. And a lot of women are going to be like, I don't know. I don't know about this dude. But like
I
you
got
said, in
you.
other
I got
countries,
you.
it is an absolute fact that, if you're an American brother specifically going to a lot of these countries, the women are going to be on you because, of course, we create style. Everyone in the
Yep.
world wants to be like American black men. So
Fucking
we
right, man.
create the
Oh,
standard. So
sorry.
if you got any type of drip, man, you walking around looking fly, and they like, damn, who is this dude? I could tell he's not from here. And you walk around with that confidence like that, bro, women are gonna be on you. But that's the one thing I can say, man. For me, for you, and any other brother in here, we all have to continue to challenge ourselves to get better. It's never a
I agree.
situation where
Totally
we're
agree,
at the
man.
top of our game. We always got to be fighting to get better.
Totally agree. Yeah, I'm just tired of dealing with fat women, man. That's all that approaches me, man. I'm sick of that shit, man.
Yeah, man. The main thing I can say, man, is that a city in America, a good city is, for example, like if you go to Texas, go to Houston, Texas, bro. When I tell you, man, you got some beautiful women in Houston and Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. All four of those cities have some very beautiful women, bro, in all races. And if you a fly dude, bro, they will be rocking with you
But
because it
hey,
still has
mastermind,
kind of
the
like a
problem
southern
is
charm
right.
to it, man.
The
So
problem um that plagues a lot of brothers, surprisingly, is that not all brothers have swag. Like it seems like Amara was saying, right? A lot of people, a lot of women expect brothers to act a certain way. You gotta be 6'5". You gotta be earning six figures. You have to have a Mercedes. You have to have five houses, five businesses, and all that stuff. A lot of brothers don't have that. It's a high expectations that is screwing over a lot of brothers. But brothers are finding out that if they get their passports, they are kings abroad. Like Omar just said that he moved to Seattle and he's eating very well with different women. Isn't that right, Amara?
Honestly, all the women that I have right now are not even from America. I'm dating a girl from Vietnam right now. I'm dating a girl from China right now at the same time. I'm also dating an Hispanic girl at the same time from Mexico. And I'm also dating an international student, au pair. It's pretty much like a 1 year program where like European girls come to America, and I'm seeing her right now too. It's incredible. Like if you guys like honestly, like I tell you guys one thing, come as close to the Canada border as possible, because just in Canada, we have a lot more value. We have a lot more value.
hey, international passport. I get what you're saying. As far as every brother not having money and all these things, that's very true. And for me speaking about me being able to travel and do all of these things and see all of these women and enjoy these women, this is prior to me becoming a real estate investor. I did this on a regular salary, making $45,000 a year. I wasn't wealthy by any means, but my main thing is this. Even for a guy that didn't have Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all these other different brands, being able to look like money. If you get your clothes tapered and tailored to fit you, and even if you have regular basic clothes, man, regular slacks, nobody will ever tell the difference, man. If you dress the part, you make it look good, man. You just
Yo,
have to
but
be able to sell it.
Mastermind, you got women out there saying that they don't want to date a 9 to 5 brother anymore. If you work 9 to 5, keep away from me. Like in America, right? And the majority of brothers in America work 9 to 5. So what they're saying is they're only going after the top 20% of men, maybe even the top 5% of men. So a lot of men simply can't compete in America no more unless they go to states like Seattle or whatever, or they get their passports. What do you say to that?
What I say is that, every case is going to be different. So some women are like that, absolutely. But I wouldn't say it's most, not most. A lot of the women are like that here, but not most. Most of the women here do kind of have delusions of grandeur in a certain regard, and I'll expound on it. They want a man that makes a lot more than them. You don't have to be rich, but they want you to make more than them. They want you to take care of them and do all of these things. So the thing is, the reason why we have this crazy twilight zone that we're in is because the majority of the men in America are simps. Most dudes aren't thorough. Most dudes aren't gonna put their foot down and say, you know what, fuck that.
Ain't
Look,
that the
I'm not
truth,
going for that.
man?
Most dudes are
That's the
not gonna do
truth.
that. When
That is the
you
truth,
set the
man.
ground rules and you got that fucking sauce and you fucking dripping that shit, bro, these fucking women are gonna be all fucking over you, man, because
Hey,
it's
hey,
just like
dude,
they say, the
mind the language,
man
mind the
makes the
language.
clothes. The
Keep
clothes
it
don't make.
PG.
Oh, my bad. I watch the language, y'all. But the man makes the clothes. The clothes don't make the man. So you can walk around with Dior and all of this stuff on and still not get no play because you can't sell it. If you are that guy, bro, women are gonna be on you regardless, bro. That's just the thing. So, like I said, for me, I've never had an issue being able to go anywhere in America, in every city I've ever gone to in America, and women be on me. Because the main thing is, bro, when you have that confidence, that quiet confidence, and you just a fly guy, women aren't even gonna even think to ask you about money because you aren't coming with that beta male energy, bro. When you an alpha male, bro, women are gonna respect that and they're gonna bow down to that every single time, bro. Mark my words, man.
Hey, mastermind. The one of the things you said about like big like dripping and shit like that. Oh, dripping and all that. When I was in Colombia, I I refused to dress like flashy. You know what I'm saying? Because that attracts the
Same,
wrong kind of people.
same.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying though. In general, I know what you're saying. But at least in Colombia, I didn't dress to impress.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's funny. When I was down in Colombia, bro, we weren't in. When I was in Cartagena, we weren't in Boca Grande, where all the tourists are. We were over in Barrio Manga, the manga
Okay, so I was
neighborhood.
in Medellin. I know what you're saying though. Yeah.
Yeah, we were over there where all the locals live, like some of the wealthy locals and all of that. We were
Oh, the
over that
wealthy.
area.
Okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the wealthy
So
local. Right, right.
so we were in like one of these real nice towers, and you can see on my little avatar where I was on the patio and on there. But we were in like a real nice tower and all of this stuff. So of course I didn't walk around flashy or anything. If I did dress up, then it'll be when I'm getting in the taxi, going directly to the restaurant, and then
Right.
we'll come directly back to the house. So
Yeah,
that's
when you
what it'll
say
be.
wealthy, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah,
dress to impress if I'm around wealthy people, but if I'm
you know.
dressing, if I'm around like poor people, man, hell no.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. For
leave.
the most part, man, I had like Adidas sweatpants, man, or like
Yeah,
and just some Yeezys on that don't look like much. They look like regular shoes, and nobody would ever know the difference.
right.
So that's what I had on, man. Nondescript clothing, man, so I
Yeah,
can blend
right.
in, man. And for me being a black male, people will never know the difference whether you're a local or not, unless you start talking or looking around and taking pictures. I didn't do any of that really.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
hold up, guys. If you're new to the stream, guys, hit that like button. Don't just watch and not support. Support the channel by hitting this like button. We have the brothers, Polyglots, Kamar Brooks, Amara Chroma, Mastermind Development, dropping mad game for you brothers. So hit that like button. Let's get this video out there to many brothers who need that advice and who need that intel. Amara, yeah. So thanks for joining the call. Speak more about your experiences in Seattle and why do you feel like you're getting a lot more women than before in Seattle? What is it that attracts Seattle women to brothers? Even
Oh,
before you speak, even the fact that the chicks in Seattle are from abroad, right? They're not even from Seattle themselves, but they're still attracted to brothers. What is it in Seattle that's drawing these international women to brothers and even Seattle women to brothers as well? Speak on that, brother.
okay. So I feel like in Michigan, the difference was growing up in Michigan. Um, Most of the girls that want you, if you're black, is because like maybe like you have a D1 offer for a football team, or maybe you're on the basketball team and you're about to go places, you know. And if you're just like a regular brother in the high school, like they didn't really give you a chance. So even like going to the clubs and stuff like that, like they would really only, like you said, like what Mastermind was saying, like, you know, it feels like you have to like have like a whole, like you have to be Mercedes, you gotta have a Mercedes, you gotta have a BMW, you gotta have a certain look, you know, you have to have money. And the crazy part was like there would be white guys just wearing flip flops, like just because they're white, and they would get top notch just because they're race. So I feel like the difference in Seattle is like it's still a little bit like that, but it's better in terms of like people are more open minded because it's very liberal. So like I don't know if you guys noticed, but like this whole West Coast is a lot more liberal, and the Midwest and like East Coast is more conservative. So that's another big part of it as well. So people are more like fighting for people's rights and like believe in equality. So like even people's mindsets are almost like that. So I feel like that's the reason why a lot of girls here are open to dating outside their race. And like even American white women, I've gotten American white women since I came here, like 8 out of 10 since I came out here, like just for being me, like just for dressing decent. Because I'm a very professional man. Like I wear a leather jacket, I wear a dressing shirt, I wear dressing shoes, I always have a haircut. You know, I'm very motivated. Whatever job I do, I try to be motivated. So I feel like a lot of girls always think I'm older because how I carry myself. So as long as you behave like a man, you know, you're very respectful, you know, you walk around like you always have a good, you know, you're always in a good mood, you know. I feel like it's confidence. Like Mastermind was also saying, just being a confident person, like that's the main thing that can pay the dividends out here. But I will say this, I think as a part of it is the Vancouver effect. Because like you said, international passport, Vancouver is a big hotspot. And it's true because I put my Tinder there for only 2 hours, and I had another Asian girl super like me, and sent me 3 messages straight. She even told me that she had a black man fetish. I'd never been told that in my life before. She told me that she has a fetish for black men, like, and told me to get me go to Vancouver as soon as possible. And I just haven't been able to because for the last 9 months, the Canada border has been closed because their Prime Minister Trudeau has been extra. But yeah, pretty much, I feel like it's just like the liberal mindset a little bit, and there's a lot more international people in this area. I think that's what it is.
Was she
Amar,
Chinese, the
Amar,
Asian girl?
what's that? I mean, did your Tinder blow up
My
when you
Tinder blew up.
were in Vancouver?
Yes, yes,
In Vancouver, for real?
yes, my Tinder blew up in Vancouver, and my Tinder blew up a lot in Seattle compared to
Okay, 'cause
back in
my Tinder
Michigan.
is blowing up even in Colombia. But like, did you? I mean, what did you put in your tent, like in your for your pictures on your Tinder account?
All of them were just professional. Me standing in front of a building. I
Uh,
had me standing in France because I've traveled around the world a couple times. You know, just professional pictures. You know, in different cities. Stay refrain from selfies. Selfies are not the best look. You know, maybe pictures of people taking pictures of you in a scenic area. Maybe you with a couple girls and some friends at the beach. You know, stuff like that. That's what I had on there.
what about like? Did you say that you was American or?
Yeah, I'm American. I'm an American. I
No,
was in the
no.
military. Hmm.
Did you say in your Tinder profile that you're an American?
Oh no, I live in America, so like, oh, if I travel to a different country, I'll write that. But like, this is
Oh,
gaming in America.
got you. Okay. I follow you.
Hmm.
I follow you. No, I said okay. I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean. I follow you.
But yeah, I will tell you guys this, man. Like Mastermind was saying, he seems like the kind of guy like Mastermind. You were that football player in high school, weren't you? Like, or like that 6'3" basketball star, and like you had all the
I
girls.
played I played football in high school and I
So
ran
you
track.
just so you just feel like you're the guy. You know, I feel that, bro. I can feel that confidence from the way you speak. You know, for sure. You know, like if you're really confident in yourself, I feel like you can really get play anywhere. Because even in Michigan, like I was getting play, but I will say this: I feel like in Michigan, when I got white girls that were pretty, it's because they wanted to experience what it is to be with a black man. But here in Seattle, I've had girls stressing about me. I've had girls crying about me. That was something really new. So that was something really new. In Michigan, they want to try it out. Once they try it out, I've had a Bosnian girl before in Michigan. I've had an Hispanic girl, but they try you out a couple of times, they disappeared. But here, man, like once they're with a black man or once they've been with you, like they really do not want to let you go. They really don't.
Boy, I gotta check out Seattle, man.
You have to.
I'm telling you, see, that's the reason why I made this channel, because I personally saw brothers who were just frustrated in their dating options and, complaining about what am I doing wrong? I'm educated, I'm a smart brother. Why are the women in my community treating me like this? Why are they only going after thugs, guys who rap about killing other brothers or rap nonsense, say the N-word, all that stuff, right? Why is that? And I'm the brother who's educated, who gave back to my community, but the women don't like me in my community. But you get your passport and it's a whole different experience, right? You go to...
I think...
Carry on, mate. Carry on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry to interrupt, but I think that there's a missing piece of the equation, a missing piece of the formula. And I think that what that missing piece is that tends to cover all the barriers on that is basically the wealth factor. I mean, if you're building up copious amounts of wealth and economic power, any community anywhere on the planet, they want to have you. I mean, really think about like the kind of stuff that Elon Musk is in, right? The stuff he's into. But I mean, the dude's a multi-billionaire. He's got all these companies going on. He has all this power and all this influence. He could go to any community anywhere on the planet that knows about what he has accomplished or the things that he has, and he's going to be received by women who want to just give it up to him. So I think that the solution to the equation is for brothers to just gather up their wealth, and crypto is the easiest inroad into this, the way I see things, is to just gather up their wealth, their influence and power, and then permanently relocate to where they feel they will be appreciated, or do what I plan to do, which is called chasing the sun, which is where you just go north of and south of the equator, matching the type of weather you want to have. So if you want to have spring and summer for a whole year, when fall and winter is coming, you just go to the other side of the equator where it's going to be spring and summer again. And I think that that's the missing part of the equation, because of the confidence that can come with the wealth and the building and the strength that you'll have. You can go anywhere and get any kind of woman that you want, anywhere on the planet.
I want to reply back to JCan1918. He says that Fug Tour is crap too. Plenty women just don't go for thugs. Now, let me just rebut his question. In the UK, in America, in Canada, hip-hop, especially gangster rap hip-hop, are pushed in these countries, right? These images of brothers rapping about nonsense has unfortunately influenced the minds of many women, right? Women who like men who rap about doing those kind of things. If you're a brother who isn't in a gang, who's not a thug, and you come across a decent woman, but for some reason she don't like you because you're not a thug, it happens. It happens in the UK quite a lot. Come to the UK, brothers will tell you that if you're not a particular type of black dude, they're not checking for you. Am I not right, Amara? Am I right or not, Amara?
You're right about that, because I actually just had a friend who went to UK like 7 months ago because he saw your video too. And he went to the UK. And but the thing about him is he's not a thug and he's not a gangster, but he dresses that way, He dresses that way because he feels like he can get more play if he dresses like that, And pretty much he went to the UK, but you won't believe it. Like he had girls approach him on the street. He ended up moving in with a girl from Spain, and he didn't even know who she was. He met her at a bar. He was only there for 30 days. And he ended up meeting a girl from Spain and stayed with her for 20 something days, living with her, smashing blondes and everything. It was I couldn't believe it.
That's facts. You see, the proof is in the pudding right there. Amara just backed up my point. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I've been around the world. Brothers will tell me around the world, if you're not a particular type of brother, a lot of women don't check for you, which is why I push out for brothers to get their passports ASAP.
Was he American?
What do you say?
Was that guy American that was with that Spanish chick?
Yeah, he's American. He's
Oh,
American.
okay.
And that's very true. Certain women only going for thugs. Uh, dudes who just don't act right, and that's 100% facts. Come to the UK, come to London specifically, and you will know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure it's the same in Canada and America. You got these young girls saying that they love these rappers because they're tough, they hold guns, and that's very true. I've seen women have told me that personally. You know, they've told me that personally, which is why I'm pushing for brothers to get their passports ASAP. Don't waste no more time. Don't spend time. Don't waste time on women who talk nonsense. Amara's back to my point. Mastermind, you want to say something, bro?
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, I forgot about this, man. I actually met three Brit chicks, and they had one of their guy friends with them. They were visiting in America. They came to Atlanta, Georgia, for like a week or something like that. So my brother, he was a police officer, so he was working at this one bar. I came down there to just talk crap with him and hang out with him for a bit. So they walked up to him trying to get some directions. So of course, with us being from the South, we don't hear our accent, but people in Great Britain, apparently, I didn't know this at the time, but they were like, "Oh my God, your accent," and they were just all over us. So from there, I lived in a loft at that time in downtown Atlanta. So from there, I took them back to my loft. We were sitting there drinking champagne, just sitting back, chilling and everything. So all of the other people from the group kind of got tired. So one of them, her father lives here. So from there, she said she was just gonna hang out at my crib and just wait until her Uber got there. So lo and behold, I ended up knocking fire from her, man. I broke her off, and her friend wanted it too. But the only reason why I couldn't get her was because she kind of started hating, man. But she wanted it only for herself. But I'm like, look, we aren't in a relationship or anything. But that right there put it in my mind, man, that I definitely had to get over to the UK, man. So that's why I told you, like I said, once all this stuff clears up, bro, I'm definitely coming through, man.
Yeah, come through, come through. Like I said, American brothers do very well in the UK. Facts, without a doubt. Right, you can hit up a club, go on Hinge, go on Tinder, put an American flag saying you're from America, whatever state, and the woman will be flocking towards you, just because you are American.
Yo,
You know.
bro, you got to remember, I got kicked out of Hinge, man. I got banned. I'm still banned from Hinge. Remember that story I told you, man?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. So I tell y'all what happened is it's like some English chick took offense to what I said. She's like, "Well, you don't like fat chicks," and I'm like, "Well, no, I had it in my profile." She says, "Yo, you don't like what's up with you and your fat chicks?" I'm like, "That's not who I like. I don't want no fat chicks hitting up on me and stuff." And then she went to go telling, and I mean, I've been off Hinge ever since.
You just gotta change your phone number, dude. Get a second phone and get a different phone number.
Oh shit! My bad. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, isn't there a way you can get like you could get a second phone number on your on the same phone you got, right?
You can get a Google number.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look that up then.
yeah, man. You definitely want to make sure you have Hinge in London. A lot of good-looking girls are on there, uh, checking for brothers, uh, and all that stuff. So when you come down here, Kamal, jump on Hinge and you'll be straight. Appreciate the intel you've given, Amara, because when you first told me about Seattle, I was surprised because, in my opinion, right, I'm not too, I don't really support that hyper liberal stuff about being too liberal or all that stuff because,
Feminism.
yeah, all that liberal stuff I don't agree with, to be honest. I'd say I'm more uh, on the conservative side because I personally believe that conservatism will benefit brothers, conserving our wealth within our community, investing in each other's businesses. That is traits of conservatism. Liberalism, all this gender stuff, um, sexuality stuff, I ain't with that, to be honest. I'm not with that. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree.
Nah, I'm with you, man. Yeah,
I
I'm with
appreciate that. Hey, we got Charles Jones in the building. Another good brother. What's up, Charles Jones? Call in, mate. Call in, bro. I know you got some good opinions. Another brother who's traveled around the world. Call in, Charles Jones. I will post a link. I want to hear your intel about certain countries, etc., etc. Yeah. So, Amara, appreciate that intel because I've definitely got Seattle on my list. I feel like after what you've told me, because I'll tell you this right now, a lot of brothers are checking for Asian chicks. I don't know why. Kamal, Mastermind, do you agree with that as well? Why are so many brothers checking for Asian chicks right now?
The reason why is mainly because when you think of Asian culture, of course they're a lot more reserved in the way that they do things, and they kind of hold on to some of those old school values. Like they'll want to cater to their man basically. So a lot of men want that because it's like in a society like America nowadays, it's almost unheard of because you have all of these different movements for women groups and all of these things that are taking women away from wanting to even be in that type of environment with their man. They're constantly fighting and fussing and back and forth with them a lot of times. So that is one of the reasons why a lot of men want these Asian women. For me, I don't care what color a woman is. If you look good, I'll rock with you. You know, if you look good and you have a good vibe and we're on the same page, I don't mind entertaining you. For how long, that's the question. But with that, that's just how I look at it. I'm not trying to be crazy, man, but just being honest. So that that's the thing. But I think a lot of brothers, man, don't understand, man. I think it's kind of simple, man. The main thing is, and yeah, no, you don't have to be the most in shape dude in the world, but it is important for you to work out, eat healthy, drink water. But you got plenty of dudes out here, man, that are some heavier brothers, man, that are out here pulling women, man, with no problem because they're just that confident in themselves, man, and they wear it, man, wear it well, man.
Amara, what do you think about that statement about um, brothers now checking more for Asian women? And would you say that Asian women are checking more for brothers nowadays? Why is that? Because back in the day, that wasn't the case.
Yes, definitely. Asian woman, like one thing I've really, cause like I said before, in Michigan is impossible. Like I think I saw a black guy and Asian girl like once my whole life in Michigan because they only date white guys or Asian guys. That's pretty much it. So I really didn't know too much about them unless like when I was watching like old school like Shaolin movies and like Chinese movies and stuff because I used to like karate and stuff and wushu. But pretty much since I've been in Seattle, I've really gotten to know Asian women because I've dated 3 Asian women now since I've been here. And I will tell you this: out of all the women I've dated, Asian women are the most submissive. They are very submissive. Like when you're walking outside, like if your shirt is crinkled, they'll fix it. Like if there's a stain on your shirt or something, they'll point it out. They never yell at you. Like rarely. I've never gotten one argument. Like whatever you say, like I like the kind of woman like okay, the woman can be a woman, I could be the man, like but at the end of the day, like I like a more submissive woman because I'll tell you guys this, America's becoming a very, very feminist country.
Yeah.
Like women want to act like men, women want like women want to tell you what to do and like you follow suit and like it can't be that way. Like at the end of the day, like men are in charge, like women can also have their lives, but men are still supposed to be in charge. So like you said about conservative earlier, even me, I've had problems with that since I've been here, but I just been trying to blend in, because like you can't really speak against that stuff out here because people will bash you and stuff. So I just try to blend in and like that's pretty much. But Asian women are very submissive. Like out of every like white woman, every woman, Hispanic woman, like Asian women are number one submissive. And I think out here in the West Coast, they're really giving brothers more chances, and that's letting brothers realize like why white guys keep running to Asian women. Now I know why.
Hello, yo.
Hey, yo, what's up, J Can?
Well, real quick, I don't mean to backtrack You know, because you
Yo,
guys
yo,
were
yo, yo,
before.
yo, J Can, man. Hey, hold up, hold up. Introduce yourself first, man. To everyone in the
Oh yeah,
panel
okay.
and the
I'm
viewers as well.
J
What's up?
Can
What's up,
1980.
dude?
I live in the Midwest. I'm American, and I just wanted to give my opinion. Like I said, I didn't want to backtrack too far because you guys were talking about Asian women, and I went just real like quick. The whole thing with the thug thing, I think that's completely overblown with social media talk and kind of dating coach babble. I mean, because me, I'm a black man and I'm as far away from a thug, and I'm not trying to make this exception as the rule, but I've never had any issue with black girls saying, "Oh, you look white, you walk a certain way, you don't listen to this kind of music." I mean, they thought I was attractive and they didn't care if I was a thug. And that would go for like white girls that, those girls who act like they're kind of like, I don't like this word, but just wannabe or kind of wigged out chicks. They act black and they hang around black folks. I've gotten with girls who were like that, and I'm not a thug. And I think that whole thing is really overblown because you can be like very attractive and smart, and black girls will like you. And I think it has a lot to do with where you grow up in your environment. Sure, a girl in the inner city or a socially, economically deprived area will be more attracted to a thuggish person because that's what they're used to. But that doesn't mean someone like myself, not that I'm special, couldn't get the attention of a black chick because I've had that many times over. But I'm not attracted to like hood and ratchet ass black girls, so I don't mess with them, and I'm not like that at all. Because I know that the whole influence of hip hop and rap, but that's just an influence. It helps, but every nigga ain't no hood dude, and you don't
Hey,
have to
hey,
act.
hey, dude. Mind the be careful of the words.
Sorry, every black dude ain't a hood. My bad. But yeah, I mean that's just my opinion on that. You don't have to be a thug. 6 foot, 6 figures, 6'5", all of that. The average man is just average, and they get all kinds of women. You don't have to have all of these extras, this, and that. You can just be an average guy. But if you have those extras, of course, that helps in and of itself. But the average man isn't 6 foot and 6 figures. That's 10% of the population makes that much money. In everyday conversation, women don't even ask how much money you make, and you can't necessarily tell how much some money somebody's making by the car they drive.
Or
Look at the
just by
people.
looking at them.
Yeah, look at the people in Atlanta. They're inward rich, have all this fronting about spending money on these expensive like houses, cars, but they have no money to their name. It's not just about money, but it helps. And I think people put too much on internet, social media talk, and then you step into the real world, and it's not that black and white. That's all.
You said
That was a
some
little
real
Awesome,
long
deal
winded.
stuff, man, because you think about it, the majority of men are not wealthy out here. The majority of
No,
men are not making six figures. The majority
10%.
of men don't have a car that costs 60, $70,000. But a large percentage of those average guys within that average group of men are still pulling and bagging pretty good looking women.
Yes.
But the thing is, we have to be honest and just say there is a class, a group of women, a certain amount of women that are looking for men that have all of these things. And we can say that that's going to be the case throughout uh, various cultures, that there's always going to be a group of women that want men with money. That's just how the world is. But I think the main thing that men need to understand is that when it comes down to it, bro, it's very simple, man. For you to have an understanding of how women work, that makes it very easy for you to be able to get them without having to have all of the bells and whistles behind it. Because if you're pulling women based off of these financial assets that you have, what if you lose it all? Are you still gonna be able to get women? Okay, so you got to think about it. You have to be able to just be you. I don't care who you are or what you do. Be you. Be as genuinely you as possible, and keep upgrading yourself. You will get women. But if you are a dude that thinks from a scarcity mindset, and you think, oh my God, man, I just can't get women at all, then you won't get women, because they'll smell and pick up on that vibe, man. I promise y'all, man, it's very simple, man. Women are not like all that complex to deal with. The main thing is You just have to be able to know the angle to approach them, man. And a lot of dudes will be thinking about punch lines and pickup lines and all of this bull crap. That's BS.
Yo,
Be
bro,
you.
just to add on to what you said, man. For me, the quickest way to get the abundance mindset was, well, I only speak for myself, is when I went to Colombia. When I was just in, what is it, flooded with women, man. That abundant mindset clicked in real quick. So I come back here to America, I'm not even fazed by a pretty girl no more, you know, and I'm sure the women can smell that. But it's just I have to go to Colombia and get flooded by women on Tinder and in person for me to develop that mindset.
So imagine how with you hit the nail on the head. With you seeing women as you see them now, since you've been to a place where you got dime piece women walking around that are just regular and normal there, with you being able to experience and see that without losing your mind, that puts you in a mindset where the average man is not thinking. A thorough man, the way I look at it, I don't care how beautiful a woman is, I don't care how attractive a woman is. I'm always thinking to myself, as beautiful as this woman is, there are 1,000 other women just like her out there. What makes her special to me? Why do I need to put her on the
Exactly.
pedestal? I've never been one of those
Exactly.
kind of guys. And that is the reason why, even before I could afford to go to other places in around the world, I was bagging bad women. And it wasn't for money, because I wasn't always the kind of person with money. I became an entrepreneur 2 years ago. That was very recent. I was still getting beautiful women before that. So it's all about you being confident in your abilities, knowing yourself, and not simping.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys, especially Anglo-Western speaking countries, overvalue women, and they put their value above themselves, so they don't really think with an abundance mindset. Because I'm sure you've seen a guy who got with a good-looking girl and they cheat on them and leave, and they just lose it and freak out. They can't just take that L and learn from it and move on. You know, only if you go to you go like maybe a place like dude up in the middle, say Colombia, where just attractive girls just everywhere. So like your mindset can reorient itself, as opposed to like where I'm at in Missouri, of all places. And I'm not trying to complain or whine. It just isn't like that. So it's a little tougher in a place like, middle America, So
And yeah, a good point, J Cam, which is why, I started my channel in the first place for brothers to open their minds up properly and tell them you are not confined to the women in your community or in your area. There are more women out there. All you have to do is fill in a passport application, get your passport, travel, and there's no stress. You you make your money in whatever country you work in. So if you're in America, which is the biggest economy in the entire world, you can make 100 figures easily in a good job. Yeah, you save your money properly. You travel to Colombia and you spend very little money there, and you get a lot back from it. You know, brothers need to have that mindset. Don't be too confined to your environment. You know, enlarge your coast, get out there, meet beautiful women. And it's not all about women. Like I said, it's about stocks, it's about crypto, it's about real estate, it's about gaining wealth and having a dime foreign woman in
Hey,
your arms.
international
And
passport. Can I add something real quick, brother?
hold on. Before I finish, right? Foreign women are not just confined to non-black women. Black women can be foreign women too. For you guys in the chat wondering and want to talk nonsense, foreign women can apply to black women too. If you're an African black woman, you are a foreign woman. Carry on, mastermind.
When I was down in Colombia, man, we were on jet skis, taking boat trips, and all kind of stuff, island hopping, doing all of this stuff, man. And I was there about a month. We were, man, literally did all of this, and on top of the food and where we were lodging at, all of this cost probably about $800 USD total, bro. Super cheap, and I'm literally down there living like a king, eating steak and stuff every single day, man. Like, bro, it was ridiculous, man. So some of the extracurricular stuff that I was involved in down there is not safe for work. So International Passport can attest to it though, because he has certain understanding and archives of other things, if you understand what I'm saying. So he knows that what I'm saying is not no BS. We were down there living like kings, man.
Facts.
International?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I don't want to completely switch gears, but I'm sure you guys have heard of the whole vaccine passport they're trying to create with like, like you put an app on your phone, you get the, it tracks like that, vaccination. And they're trying to help this fast track international travel. And I was wondering, like, you being in the UK, have you heard anything about that with your government, with Boris? And because you guys can't legally leave right now, can you?
We can leave, but it's not advisable. But I've heard no
Oh, okay,
talks
my bad.
about a coronavirus passport. No, not in the UK. No.
Because the thing is, the vaccine hasn't circulated in the populace enough. But I know it's like Poland, like Greece, Sweden. They're trying to create, like, not Finland, um, a couple other countries that kind of rely on tourism for their GDP to increase. They're kind of developing that sort of thing. But I think by the summer, you're going to hear a lot more of this because just to kickstart travel again internationally, they have to do something. Because right now we're just in a holding period unless you go to like Brazil or Colombia. A lot of black dudes right now are all over Colombia. Like Black Male Travel, I don't know if you heard of him. He's been there for like 3 months. And Dennis Jean-Pierre, he went to Rio, he went to Florianopolis, now he's in Salvador. I mean, just dudes are checking effect. He's in Colombia. There's a lot of dudes there right now. Some even brought property and businesses and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I want to get out of it. To be honest, I want to travel to Asia ASAP. Um, I've been during the time when I've been at home. I've just been reading about stocks, about crypto, and I encourage you brothers to do that as well. In the meantime, while we're just at home, working from home, whatever. But as soon as everything opens up, I'm gonna book a flight to Asia, Vancouver, and just meet some dime foreign women. It's been a minute. I'm getting
Have you
tired
been
of
to
this.
Bangkok or like Thailand before or
Nah,
Philippines?
nah.
I went to Cebu about 2 years ago and I had a really bad stomach issue and the air pollution was really bad. But yeah, I've been to Philippines. I was there for 10 days, so I've been to that part of Southeast Asia, but nowhere else.
How do they treat you down there as a brother? All the
Pretty
women.
good. The people were really really nice, and the girls. I mean, any country I've gone to outside of the United States, I always get more attention, like anywhere. But like, yeah, I had no issues with like the people. The girls were like really, really petite. You imagine, just generally speaking, Asian women are very small. They're very, very small and short. And like, yeah, they were. They totally choose on black dudes, no doubt. So that's
The
totally true.
average height is like 5 foot, right? Right,
For the
Jaycon?
for the women, it's like 5 foot 4'11", which sounds crazy. But when you get there, you'll see how very petite they are. They're very, very small.
But
And
they
like,
like 5 foot.
yeah, they're very short.
Jesus
Like when
Christ.
I was sleeping on my bed, my foot hung off the mattress. And I'm just 5'10", 5'11". I'm not that tall. And like when I got into like the cab, the grab cab, like I'd always have to pull the chair back because I couldn't get in there because the people were just really short. But like, yeah, they're very nice. And the good thing about where I was in the Philippines or Philippines in general, everybody speaks English. From the kid who won't leave you alone, begging you on the street, to the anybody, any store you go to buy food, they all speak like fluent English.
You know the
So
reason why that is?
we occupied them for right after World War II.
Yep. And not only that, a couple of my employees actually live in the Philippines, man. They love doing business with Americans because they know that when it comes down to us having virtual like assistants and such, man, they're able to make money super quick down there. Uh their minimum wage is 2 USD. 2 USD is their minimum wage there. The average person who does what I do in real estate investing is paying them probably about $4, $5, $6 an hour USD, which really isn't a whole lot. But to them, dude, those people are down there living like kings. I pay our employees a little bit more than that. So we've paid some of our employees such a large amount of money that they've literally have built their own homes down there. I was like, wow, man, that's crazy.
How much do you pay him? If you don't mind
Uh,
me asking.
yeah, like around $11 an hour.
Oh, okay. And that's a lot of money
Yeah, the standard pay
For
for them
them.
is $2 an hour.
Yeah, for them, like
Christ.
when you go there, real quick, like your money goes very far. You can buy big meals, all kinds of stuff, and spend nothing. So, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, sorry guys, I've got a question from Jack Hove. He's saying, Kamal, why are you struggling with dating in America if you're 6'2"? Before you answer that question, Kamal, Jack Hove, Kamal went to Colombia. Brother told me that the chicks there were checking for him very hard. Like I said, location matters, right? If you're not getting play in a place in America or whatever country you live in, get your passports. That's what I'm gonna say. Kamal, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, I can answer that. Like what Mastermind said earlier, what it comes down to, because I did a lot of reflecting, even in Colombia, self-reflecting. I just think it's just my personality. That's all it comes down to. I just think it's my personality. And even though when I did try, naturally I'm a shy guy. But at the same time though, it's just that, after a while, you want to meet women, you want to meet some women, you want to have sex. So, but I'm kind of getting lost in my words, but it's just that the fact is I tried, and I'm sick of it. I took the red pill in late 2014 when I saw the light, and I never looked back since. And I just refuse to try because I don't care. And even in my recent trip in Colombia, I had to get over my shyness. But once I got over my shyness, once I started approaching women in Colombia, I realized, these women are way different. These women are way different. So it's just like, so to me, right now, I don't care if I don't get play in America, but it just goes back to what I said earlier. I just think it's just my personality.
Come on, real quick.
Yeah.
So, when in Colombia, did the girls give you more eye contact than you would in? Because you're from Michigan, right?
I lived in Michigan, but I'm,
Okay,
I'm
you're not there
actually from
now.
DC.
Oh,
I'm
you're
from
out.
DC.
Oh, you're out in Maryland. I used to live out Baltimore, like Towson. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what that is. I,
Yeah, I
I
used
live
to
in
live in.
Alexandria.
Yeah, I lived in Baltimore County.
Okay.
Um, so did the girls in Colombia give you more like choosing signals, eye contact, and they
Um,
did?
uh, Hold up, J Khan.
Oh, my bad.
Guys new to the stream, hit that like button. If you're new to the stream, I want you guys to hit that like button. Let's get this message out there to other brothers in the community. Hit that like button. We got brothers all around the world giving you guys game, giving you guys dating game, passport game, crypto game, stock games. So the least you can do is hit that like button. So do it right now. Jay Can, you can carry on speaking.
Yeah, so because what I noticed, even when I went to the UK, like Scotland, Germany, totally Germany. Like when you walk around, they'll just like give you eye contact,
Yeah,
strong.
I got the same thing too in Germany.
Yeah, strong, and they'll look
Yeah, hella
dead
strong.
at you and don't break eye contact. Did you
Yes,
notice
yes,
that?
that's very true.
It's
Yes,
like not like in America, they kind of glance over you and
yeah,
they don't want to stare. They want to glance to make sure you saw them glance, but as soon as
right.
you see them, they look away. But like Germany, you'll look at them and they
Oh
won't stop
yes,
looking.
yeah. Germany,
They'll just keep looking at you.
but in Colombia, okay. See, again, like I said like naturally I'm a shy guy, right? But when I was in Colombia, I would catch some girls looking at me and stuff, but it was more like it's like a glance, but it's like a little bit longer than a glance. You know what I'm saying?
Curious. I mean, they're curious. Yeah, you know the look when you see it.
Yeah, yeah, you know the look when you see it, but it's just like with me, I just said the hell with it and just started approaching any girl that I saw attractive.
You speak Spanish?
Actually, I do. I speak on the conversation level.
Oh, that's all you need right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, when I would just go up to her and start talking. I play dumb and say like, I say my Spanish is not very good and just talking to him in Spanish. You know.
All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream in 20 minutes time. So the last topic I want to speak about is what are you guys' travel plans for 2021, starting from Kamal Brooks all the way to Amara Chroma. Guys in the chat, if you can write down what countries you're looking to travel to in 2021. Let me go first. So this year, definitely hit up Asia. Japan is, from what I've heard, based on my intel, could be a hotspot for brothers. I'm still gathering intel. Vietnam also on the list. Of course, back to Vancouver. I told you guys it's a hotspot. They're checking heavy for brothers, and possibly Australia again. I'm not too sure. I need to figure out if I have time for that. Go on, guys. So Kamal, Mastermind, J-Can, Amara. Uh, what countries are you going to this year,
So
and
in
why?
May, okay, so in May, I'm gonna go to Colombia. Why? Is because look, my tender's blowing up. I'm like freaking exhausted from talking to women, man. I need a break. But I mean, I just keep going. So I'm gonna go to Colombia in May, and then I want to check out Vancouver because I remember when you put out that video about Vancouver, you saying all this stuff, and it's like I can confirm it because I remember when I was in downtown Vancouver, I knew I was the only black person for miles. So, but I was with my girlfriend at the time, so it's like my ex-girlfriend at the time. So, I want to check out Canada and Vancouver for 2021. That's all I got to say.
That's what's up, Mastermind.
Man, I'll be honest with you, bro. This is a very, very tough question at this point because of all the technicalities behind it. I had plans of going to Santorini, Greece. I wanted to go to the Mykonos Islands to hang out there for a little bit. But, of course, with all these travel bans and such in place, it's very difficult, I think, for you to really be able to plan because some of these places will be open and in the next week or the next day they change. So it's kind of hard to say. But I do want to go to Mali this year. That's one place I plan on going to. If everything goes as it needs to go with this traveling stuff, to Mali. Where else? I want to be able to get over to the UK, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. And I do also want to get over to Germany. I want to go back that way.
That's what's up. J-Can.
Well, no, God willing, because right now, United States, we have a ban with Europe in general. But I like to go to kind of go to Eastern Europe, kind of like Poland, Croatia, and then I've never been to Scandinavia, so I was thinking about going to Finland or maybe Sweden. But those are on my direct to-do list. And if I couldn't go there, I've never gone to Thailand. I like to go to Thailand, but Poland, Croatia, and Finland. I want to go to those spots.
And why is that?
Well, from what I've heard from other British travelers, and one master teacher, you guys know who he is, I believe. He always spoke about like Europe, the Eastern European girls are the best looking girls, the Slavic chicks or whatever, and that kind of interested me. And plus I'm trying to like work my way around the world because I've only been to Western Europe, and plus I've never been to Scandinavia, so I wanted to go up to like Sweden. Norway's super expensive. I'd go there too, but I don't know about the price. It's really expensive in Norway. But somewhere in like Scandinavia and definitely Eastern Europe.
That's what's up. Amara, what about you? What's your plans for 2021 travel?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Man, my plan is definitely to go to Canada first, specifically Vancouver. Like I've had too much interest in me from there for me to not go see what's really out there. Definitely number two, Poland, because I actually speak some Polish now. I've learned a lot of it from the Polish girl I've been dating, and I feel like they really love brothers out there. And definitely Germany comes in next. Like, oh my gosh, like Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Berlin, Munich, Dresden, Dusseldorf. Like, I've really like I used to know this German girl, and she was so hot, man. Like, I messed up because I used to be so shy, and now I'm so confident. I'm like a different guy, so I got to go out there and like find a girl like that. And then I got to go to Ukraine. Ukraine, yes. I met some Ukrainian girls here, and they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I got to go to Ukraine, and that's yeah.
Yeah, no doubt Ukraine. Yeah.
Oh, tell me more about Ukraine because I've actually heard some intel about Ukraine, and they could be potentially checking for brothers there. But I know for a fact that the women there are pretty hot. Tell me more about that, guys.
Well, for me personally, the girls in Ukraine, like I've met a couple here. Like for instance, once I was just walking in downtown Seattle, and I was walking down the staircase, and I saw this girl. She was so beautiful from the back, like her blonde hair was just shining. I was like, her the way she was dressing, because European girls dress more like more proper, more beautiful, more elegant.
They're more style, fashion
Yeah,
sense,
got
fashion sense.
for
They're
sure. And
more
I went up,
feminine. They're more feminine.
and and I approached her, and I was like, "What's a beautiful woman like you just sitting out here for?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just sitting here on my lunch break." And we started talking and vibing. And yeah, like she was really interested in me, but fuck, man, she's older than me. She's like 30 years old. Yes, even though they're 30, they age so well. I just know there's so much out there for us.
Well, they take
Hey,
care of
international
you.
passport. I had a situation I can tell you from my interaction with a Ukrainian woman. Her name
Yeah.
was Nastasia. Fucking gorgeous too, man. So basically, when I was still in the army, we were out there in what's the place? Fort Irwin in California training, which is in Death Valley. So we were out there training. We flew into Vegas, went to California to train. Then when we were coming back, we had like a 1 day layover. So me and a couple of my buddies were walking down the strip. These were a couple of white guys. So one of them he walked up to her and started talking to her. So she had an ugly friend with her. And I was like, I don't want to run interference, but I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna distract her to keep her from like blocking on him. So from there, I walked up, started talking to the ugly one, like, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. Introduced myself. When I saw that he was done talking to her, trying to get her
Yo, hey,
Nastasia's number.
Mastermind. Hey, you're breaking. What's that noise? Hey, what is that? Hey, Amara, is that you?
I think it's Amara.
Hey, Amara, your voice is breaking up, man. Hey, carry on, Mastermind.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, carry on.
Okay, so basically, when he was done talking to her, she didn't want his number, so she was just like, kind of like, hey, nice to meet you, but I'm good. So I saw that. I shook the ugly one's hand, and I walked over to shake her hand. Shook her hand, and as I'm walking, like trying to turn to walk away, she's still holding on to my hand. So I turned and looked at her, and she literally straight up said these words out of her mouth: "You're a beautiful black man." I was like, "What the?" I had never heard a woman say that before. I was surprised because you don't usually hear women say something like that. So with that, of course, we ended up linking up, man, and had some fun, man. It was pretty cool, man. So I say that to say, man, Ukrainian women love brothers, man. Like they love us, man.
Like, where was this?
This was in Vegas. She was visiting from Ukraine.
Oh, you're out in Vegas. Okay, got you. A lot of
Mhm.
Europeans like going to Las Vegas.
There was a Ukrainian woman I used to date for like 12 years off and on between other girlfriends and stuff. That's one woman I would definitely say I loved because just the way she treated me. I loved her to the point like she cried my eyes out, man.
That was in Michigan?
Nah, I lived in Minnesota. I'm in the military. I bounced around,
Oh,
man.
okay. I was like, man, you've been everywhere.
Yeah. I've been everywhere, bro.
Are you still in the military?
Yeah, I'm
Amara?
still in the military.
Lucky guy. So you can go to any country and just meet some dime foreign woman.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
one.
And Minneapolis isn't too bad with females either, even though I don't like domestic, but it's better than like a lot of places in the country, even though it's cold as hell up there.
Yeah, man. But like I said, man, I'm just so sick of my dating options in the United States. I'm absolutely fed up, man. So
I am too, man. I'm done domestic. I'm finished with American girls. I'm just like, I just don't even want to bother, Not to sound negative or pessimistic. It's just like, no, I'm good.
yep, exactly.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, a lot of brothers in the UK can relate to American brothers, man. It's too much now. I don't know what's happened. We're a bit lost as to why so many women have just changed up in terms of their attitude or who they're going for. But I tell my brothers, get your passports.
Hey, international.
Don't stress. Yeah, Karen. Yeah.
I got a question. You were in America. You said you were here briefly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you compare because you were here for a short time? How would you compare the ones you met, generally speaking, to like UK females? Are they basically the same? Was there any kind of difference or?
In my opinion, they're the same because in London specifically, a lot of London people like copying Americans. So American culture is quite big in London. So attitude, how they think is similar. But like I said, because of my accent, I got play easily, and I'm sure when American brothers come to London, they'll get play easily just off your accents.
Yeah, because when I was in London, I went to Glasgow, Scotland, Newcastle, where else? Manchester. And I got more choosing signals and eye contact than I ever did here. But, you know, the whole generational thing is very different in the UK than it is here. So, you know. But you weren't too fond of the Americans then, huh?
To be honest, I wasn't. Although I got play there, I just thought the attitude, there's no difference between UK girls and American girls. I just thought it's not really worth it. But I guarantee you, if I went there this year again, I get play again because of my accent very easily. Before I carry on, shout out to Charles Jones who just joined the panel. What's up, Charles Jones? Can you introduce yourself and tell us more about yourself and why you got your passport?
I actually got my passport since 2010. Been to a lot of countries in Europe, only Argentina and South America, Australia. I just got it because I actually just love traveling.
Awesome. How did you find my channel?
I stumbled upon it through the other YouTubers.
Awesome. So tell us about the best country you've been to and the country that gave you the most play as a brother.
That would be a tie between Italy and Spain for me.
Italy?
Italy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
surprise right there.
What?
Why
A
is it a
lot of
surprise?
people don't really go to Italy because they're kind of conservative and they don't speak
No,
English.
Italian
But I've
women
never been there,
love
so I can't say.
brothers.
Yeah,
What about
you
the
can't do
Italy did you play,
you can't play the one night
Charles?
game with them there. You can't do that. You gotta like really put in some work.
They spoke English to you?
Yeah, they spoke English to me.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't think they spoke English like that in Italy. I guess
You got to
I
think
was
about
wrong.
this, man.
Yo.
We have a major American like army bases and stuff out there. We got one in Vicenza, Italy, and they're always just like I think Kamal said this earlier, or was it? I can't remember. Somebody said this earlier, but you have to be wary of the women that hang around the military posts, of course, because usually you know what they're about. A lot
Nah,
of them
that wasn't me.
run through. That wasn't you, okay?
No, that was, yeah. No,
I
I know.
wasn't
Hey,
near
Charles.
any military bases.
Can
Yo,
you tell me?
Charles.
Can you tell me what city you were in, like Naples or something, or
Rome, Naples, Milan, Turin.
well, you're all over the
Man,
place?
yo, Charles, it's funny because there's an Italian lady I know. I've been knowing her for like 6 years, right? Yo, some of the stuff I have said to
Wait,
this lady.
come on, hold up.
Okay.
Corrado, I see you in the queue. Hold up. Let Kamal finish saying his point. I'll take Kamal off. Kamal will be in the queue, and I'll add you on to the panel.
Hey,
Carry on.
hold on. Before you do that, how'd I stay in the queue?
No, so just stay in the queue. So if I remove you now, you should
Okay.
be in the queue. So
All right,
do you want to
cool.
say your point first, or
No, I was gonna say to Charles, this is Italian lady I know. I've been knowing her for a while, and some of the stuff I have said to this lady will be sexual harassment in the United States.
What part of Italy is she from?
Naples.
Naples. Naples is grimy. It's grimy.
Oh, you telling me, man? Oh my God, yes, you telling me.
Grimy as fuck, but you'll find some of the best pizza there.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
one of
kid you
the,
not.
some of, oh my bad, keep going, man. Sorry.
But Rome
hey,
to me was the best.
come on,
And
I'm gonna
Milan,
kick you.
Cool, man.
Stay in the queue. Stay in the queue.
All right, man.
Stay in the queue. What is up, Corrado? UK guy. I'm UK brother. What's up, Corrado?
Yeah. What's going on? How you guys doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining the panel. Tell us more about yourself and your experiences as a brother in the UK in terms
Yeah,
of
sure,
how
100%.
women treat you.
Actually, just to know, I'm not British, but I've been living in the UK for a long time. I'm actually Italian, so I have quite a lot of experience already comparing um already Italian women to British women because I moved here when I was 16. Already, what I'm gonna say is that in the UK, it's rubbish. Like dating is trash. You know, I think the biggest thing is the women are just too fat. Maybe that's a bit, I don't know, too harsh to say. And then the second thing I would say is the attitude and the dynamics between men and women. That's what I'd say. Um, the men are a bit too passive, and the women are a bit too domineering, which makes them a bit too masculine. I would also say that. Sorry,
Are you
No,
talking about
carry on.
Italian women or English women?
no, this is English women. Now, comparing
Just
Italian
watch.
women, Italian women have gotten progressively worse over time. To be honest, it's gotten to the point where a lot of my friends from back home and a lot of men are going uh, their own way. I don't know if you know the MGTOW philosophy, and they're not
Yeah.
engaging with women as much. Yeah, 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 because the feminism there is going a bit too crazy, especially recently. And essentially, what's happened is that the Me Too stuff, all the crazy sexual harassment policies and such, I've getting there pretty bad, and the women are also complaining that the men aren't stepping up. The family court is just the same. The laws are just the same. I know quite a few men who have been destroyed by the laws. They're virtually exactly the same as everywhere else. The only
Are you
difference is
talking
that you
about?
don't go to jail. I'm talking
Are you
about
talking about
Italy.
Italy?
Yeah, I'm talking about
I blame Asia Argento for that shit.
what for the
The
Me Too
actress.
stuff.
Yeah, because remember when
Corrado,
she
quick
accused
question. Oh,
Harvey
carry on.
Weinstein of like sexually harassing her, and then it turns out she was actually grooming a 15-year-old. I blame her.
Quick question, Corrado. So, um, what countries have you been to where the women have treated you very well as a brother?
I've been to quite a few places to be fair.
Where were you
Um,
treated the best though?
I've been to the best is Vietnam. I was
Vietnam.
treated the best. Yeah, yeah, I was treated the best in Vietnam. Yeah, and I never even went there for the women. That's quite the crazy part of it. I was there to do a road trip. I'll give you an example. I did a road trip in Vietnam from the north to the south on a motorbike, and I used to stop in random villages, literally places where people had never even seen a black man. People were touching my skin to see if the paint was coming off. And one day I sat down, and this is the caliber of femininity they have. Got to this little village, parked the motorbike, and this young girl, pretty girl, saw me sitting down at one of they have tables and chairs on the side of the roads. And literally, she started serving me, asking what I wanted, um, getting the Google Translator to see what I wanted. And then, even if I asked for food, and even if they didn't have food, she'd then go to the store nearby or in the village, buy the food without even asking me for the money up front, and then bring it, package it out for me, and just sit down there while I'm eating it. And I'm just a random stranger that she'd never ever seen before. It's crazy stuff. The amount they literally serve you the way you want to be treated. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
What other countries treated you well as well?
I've been to Bali. I was in Bali before the crazy tourist rush. It was really good, really, really good. The women are just very nice, very feminine, going out of the way, smiley, easy to talk to. They smile back at you, no stress. I've been to Brazil as well. Brazil is quite nice. The women are very warm, very friendly. They're quite feminine, but they're also big time hustlers as well. So, you know, and then Italy, of course. I think the Italian woman is very, very homely, at least the older generations compared to the newer ones. So that's quite a bit. I'm looking to explore more of South America, but so far so good, really.
So I'm guessing Italian women for you is like American women for the rest of us.
How can I say it? Not as much, but recently, yes, there is virtually no difference, man. Because I mean, the smartphone just does what it does, mate, and American trends spread like wildfire. You would not realize how far they spread. This feminism
Actually,
stuff,
surprised. Italian women take
yeah.
to American culture like crazy, especially black
So,
culture, as you would
sorry,
expect.
Remember,
would you?
keep it PG here. Let's not um let's not try and get any like people report us for. I know
Oh yeah,
I understand you guys, but let's not get too deep into it. Just be subtle with it. We know what's happening in terms of what's happening, but again, we're here to
oh
just
yeah.
tell brothers the countries to go to, um, keep their mind right, invest in stocks, invest in crypto, real estate, acquire wealth, create businesses, and so on. Go out there, get your passport, meet foreign women. That is a goal. We know what's happening in these countries. We know the trends, the hatred of responsible men. But I'm telling you, brothers, get your passports. Everything will be all right. Corrado, appreciate the intel you've given us.
Mm.
So, what countries are you planning to go to this year?
I mean, this year I don't plan on going anywhere due to the situation here, with the UK lockdown and such. I was planning to visit the Philippines, honestly. I was quite curious to see what they have to offer, and I'm curious to go to Japan as well. I want to see what Japan has to offer. Yeah. What I'd say is that these countries are not, I mean, at least for the other more like the UK or Italy, yeah, the feminism is rampant, but you can still make things work as long as you have kind of a detached mindset and you're not looking for anything serious, essentially. That's what I do. I don't chase, I don't approach, I don't do anything. So whatever comes my way, if I like it, I take it. If it doesn't come and I don't like it, I don't take it. But I'm looking to see what Japan has to offer. Really, I'm quite curious. Um, they have a big problem there as well with the men not partaking into dating, but it seems like the women can be pleasant in the short term. Yeah, I'd also recommend Italy for short term dating. Definitely, I'd recommend going to Italy. It's a good time.
Does anyone have intel on Hawaii? Because I'm hearing stuff about Hawaii could be a hotspot for brothers. Anyone been to Hawaii before? Kamal, Charles?
In Hawaii, but I don't know. Like I said,
Nah,
in America, period.
you're better off going to the Cook Islands, to be honest, or New
What
Zealand,
islands?
or Cook Islands, or New Zealand. One of those.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, your volume's
Yeah, yeah.
very low. It's very low, Charles.
Do what?
Your volume's a bit low, Charles.
How about now?
Yeah, that's better. Amaro, did you want to say something, mate?
Hey, yeah, man. I heard some stuff about Hawaii. I haven't been, but I have some friends who have been there, and I heard brothers are doing really good out there. Like I heard brothers are doing great, but the problem is the military has a big military thing. So like, if you're a brother and you're in the military, you'll do really good. But if you get a regular brother like in the city, I heard you don't get a lot of play. I heard it's mostly the brothers that are in the military, and also it's a short term thing. It's not a long term thing because it dies. Like it kind of gets old. The vibe gets really old because like everybody knows each other. But if you're just gonna go there for 1 week, then it's a good spot to go to.
I agree with that. I mean, has anyone ever been to the Big Island in Hawaii? Because I have, and those girls are fat, man.
And
Oh,
traffic is bad.
Well, Polynesian women are fat in general, like them, Maori, Tongans, Samoans. You better get
Oh,
them before the genetics takes hold, because once it does, it's over.
what'd you say, man? What was the last part
Is
you said?
You got to get them
yeah,
before
he's
they're
correct.
skinny, because when the genes take over and they like blimp up and get fat, it's over.
Is the genetics, man. They have a specific type of genetics that makes them more susceptible to being fat. That's
Oh my
literally
God.
why they dominate in sports like rugby and such. It's literally not their fault. Those are the only people you can excuse for not being fat.
Man, that fatness was too much for me.
Yeah, yeah, it's not their fault, man. It's
Yeah.
because the islands are so spread out that um they had to travel from a tiny island to the other. And without technology, only the people who could store fat could survive the long travels on those small little boats with barely any food or water. So they evolved to the point where uh, they store fat, and but they don't burn that fat anymore, so they just keep it on, and they get ridiculously fat.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it.
Corrado, Corrado and Jones, Corrado and Charles Jones. Got a question for you both. So, before you guys joined the stream quite late, we were speaking about stocks and cryptos and real estate. Are you guys investors in stocks and cryptos at all?
I am.
Yeah.
I need
I'll go
to
for it,
get rid of
Charles.
my account, so I'm going for another brokerage account because the one I currently have is they're irritating me right now. And plus, I want to dabble into the international market.
Mm.
What about you,
I
Corrado?
I don't do stocks. I've been doing crypto for about 5 years now. Um, yeah, so I invested early on. um, I invested into Bitcoin a long time ago. Um, so what I made, yeah, essentially what I made, I could like literally buy a house mortgage free essentially right now. So it set me up. Um,
Yo, that is what. Hey, guys who are listening right now, actually, guys, hit that like button. This is what I'm talking about. You see, brothers here telling you that they invested in crypto early. They have enough money to buy a house right now. We are giving you guys game. It's not too late to invest in stocks, and it's not too late to invest in crypto. You have to buy and you hold long term to reap benefits. Corrado, that's wonderful news. So what made you invest
yeah.
in crypto 5 years ago? Because I know that what happened.
If I tell you, you won't believe it. Essentially was just buying stuff online that that you're not meant to buy essentially. Um, and you needed crypto to buy that, and Bitcoin was one of the ways. So I looked into it, and I studied IT, so I was already quite familiar with it. And the thing about cryptocurrencies is that they have a specification sheet which people actually don't bother to read, and you can read about the coin, the technical specification of it, what it does. And I looked into it, and I saw that it spiked up and down and you could buy and resell it. So I started buying, and every time it crashed, I would put some more money into it. Nothing crazy, like £25, £50. And then essentially when I started working, I started putting quite a lot of money into it. Um, the money I was putting in, I was usually thinking of it as if like I was burning the money essentially. And then um in the past 2 years, I put a lot of money into it. And before the pandemic started, actually when the pandemic started, it was around March last year, I started putting 70% of my salary into it, just pushing it when it was around 8 to 9K, just pushing it until it was 15K. I kept pushing money into it, and then it blew up, and now I just hold. Um, I'd say the biggest advice I can give on crypto is that number one, don't buy into the hype. Um, Number two, um, it's a cycle. Your time will come. Just because it's spiked now and people multiply their money by five, six, seven, don't worry about it. Your time will come. And the next most important thing is that crypto is a replica of essentially kind of like a banking system. So every single coin, anywhere you put your money, um, works differently. So they all the coins have different functions, and that's why they grow at different rates essentially. So look at the cryptocurrencies, look at the specifications, look at what they do, and then from there you can invest into them. Currently, I put my money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and there's a company called Celsius, which pays you back some interest on the money you put into it. So you can earn Bitcoin just by investing your money with them, essentially your crypto with them.
Yo, can you put a link for that Celsius stuff for the brothers so they can look into it and hopefully invest in Celsius, Corrado? If you put in the
Yeah,
chat,
100%.
that's great. This is what I want for every brother on this call who's listening, wherever you are, who's on the panel. We need to invest, honestly. During this time while we're at home, invest in stocks, crypto. Corrado, what do you think is going to be the next Bitcoin this decade?
Would you say sorry?
What do you think is going to be the next Bitcoin?
I don't know, bro. Honestly speaking, I don't really know. All I can say is that it's not. I don't think there's going to be another Bitcoin, but there's going to be essentially coins that are going to solidify themselves and possibly become an alternative to real life money, essentially. Maybe look into Ethereum. Bitcoin is going to keep growing, and then there are also other popular coins, but I don't know much. I didn't divest too much into it. I just put money into it essentially. Yeah.
That's what's up. I love hearing that stuff. That's great. Congratulations for that. So, will you cash out, I'm guessing, of your Bitcoin and buy a house, or you're going to hold until you get like 1 million?
I don't know. Currently, I'm holding because, like I said, all the money invested is just money I was willing to burn, essentially. I think of the money I put into it as something I could burn. So I don't have any plans until it hits like 100K or 150. It's just amount of just patience and time, essentially. So that's what I'd say, have a long-term plan and stick with it, and don't be scared of losing money or something like that. Something could go wrong, but if you have a contingency plan, then you're fine. Um, Looking to stop losses. So um if the money goes down, starts going down, and it hits a certain threshold, you can sell it. But yeah, for now, I'm not selling anything. I'll see what happens, but I'm not too attached to it anyways. Yeah, that's it really.
That's what's
And
up.
and the next advice I'd say is um start your own business, try and make some money for yourself. Is not Don't try and do something too big. Just start paying yourself a little bit, even if you're earning £50 or $50 a week. Try and start paying yourself, and then from there you'll be able to start growing and making more money essentially.
What kind of businesses do you recommend that brothers should look into making? Like, what trends of business do you see could be big in the future that brothers should look into, like setting it up?
I would say the best thing to do when it comes to business is um trends are good. Trends are good. I mean, of course, technology is good, but I think the best thing, what makes a business more successful is um, making your own path according to the skill set that you have. Um, my ex-girlfriend, who I broke up just before the pandemic, um, she just started making paintings and posting them on Instagram, for example. And she started with 50 followers, and now she has 150 followers, and she's making six figures, a
Six
lot of
figures.
money. Yeah, yeah, she's making six figures, and we never thought that she'd get that big.
Oh,
So, and all she did was just paint, and then she said people started asking her for paintings, and I started helping her selling them. Made her a website, and she took off. So I'd say look at what you can do very well, and then find a way to make money out of it. I personally started doing fitness trainings online, which helped me add some little extra income. And then I do IT repairs for computers because why not? So I made some business cards, and then literally that's how my business started. And I started repairing computers for family and friends. And before you know it, that's actually a lot of money. And then I look for other things, uh, coding software that I think that can help out. But before you know it, those little things that you do are gonna grow into more successful businesses that can sustain you essentially.
facts. Mad game. Corrado, everyone, if you're new, dropped huge game about business, stocks, crypto. Sorry, appreciate that. If you're new to the stream, hit that like button ASAP. You know, this is game that no one will tell you. There's people out there in the world who are selfish. They want to keep all the knowledge to themselves. They'll tell you, don't get your passports while they themselves are traveling, meeting foreign women. We are not like that. We're giving you guys game, buy crypto, buy stocks, get your passports, set up your own business during this time. And I want to see every brother on this call thrive. I want to see every brother on this call to become millionaires in the near future. You know, it's so keep working hard, guys, and keep the faith. Corrado, quick question as well. So, your girlfriend who you left before the pandemic, you helped her out with the website, sold her products. Did she pay you, and why did you break up?
Um, I said that was literally this last straw for me going kind of like a red pill and such. Nah, she didn't pay. She did pay me actually. She paid. It was just half of the rent for 1 month, really. Everything else was out of, just being together in a relationship. So she's your partner. Why not help her out? Um, the breakup, which was just before the pandemic, I decided to leave. We were cohabiting, and things were just going down south really bad. And cohabiting is not really um favorable for you as a man legally. And she just started disrespecting me, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I think that being in a relationship kind of like stayed me off my goals and what I wanted to do. So
Mm.
at that point, I just decided that it was time to cut it. Essentially, I don't
So,
think go for it.
oh, so you were living at her place.
No, no, no. We were living, but we had the perfect life, mate. We moved in together into a new city. We had a flat. We lived in the city center. Um, we were going out to eat at restaurants. We were just having everything was perfect, mate. I didn't move in with her. I did stay at a family's house for a little bit, like in the holidays. But essentially, yeah, that was it. Um,
um, where was she from? Was she what race was she, and what country was she? British?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a white British girl. Yeah. She came from a quite well-off family and such. She was I would say a very good person, and I think what you can define as has a high quality girl compared to the rest, to be honest, by far. Yeah.
Wow.
But nonetheless, how can I say, feminism has infected the minds of women, and unfortunately, she was one of them. So I decided to cut the cord. Essentially, even high quality women cannot escape feminism, and the brainwashing is very strong. It comes from all the female influences around them. It comes from since childhood, and by the time they are early in the early teenage years, the job is already done. There is no hope really, personally. Um, so and then since then, I've also taken a lot of time to reflect, which has brought more understanding, essentially. But yeah,
Damn. That's just messed up. Which is why I got my passport. Brother from the UK telling you that what you guys are experiencing in America, we experience it here too, in the UK. Ara, Charles, Mastermind, Kamal, Brooks. What do you guys think about what Corrado said?
What I
What he
what I
said reiterated to me that the fact that with American brothers, when we come over to the UK, we need to come over there, handle our business, man, and come back across the water,
Yeah.
man. Solely based off of course, them knowing that with us having this American accent, they're gonna choose us regardless. Of course, it's just like for you all coming over here, the women over here gonna choose y'all. But for me, hearing that just reiterates to me that, of course, with the UK, they took to what is happening in America because, of course, America has the influence of the world. America controls every trend pretty much. So that just reiterated that to me, man.
Amara.
Yeah, listening to what Corrado had to say, like it honestly is so true. Pretty much, I already had heard that Western Europe is starting to become like America in terms of like feminism, and it's like really spreading like a drug right now. Like I heard Eastern Europe is where you want to be right now, because Eastern Europe they're not fully all the way there yet. You can still find some really cultured women who are more sweet. Like Corrado, I heard you talking a lot about Asia. I saw Japan, Vietnam. Okay, okay. But yeah, like Asian women as well. I feel like they're like definitely not on that really feminist side right now. They're more catering. So I definitely feel like that. Like England, just go there, have some fun, and just and come back.
I mean, um, what I'd say is that in regards to the women, um, even the high quality ones are no go. They're just infected with the feminism. It's just the reality of it, and that's it. I mean, with girls that are fit, good looking, don't wear a lot of makeup, come from good families, stable homes, are well placed economically, and they're just as damaged. With regards to the Eastern Europe and Asia, I think the feminism is there. The only thing is that they can't really exercise it, so it doesn't affect their brains too much. Because feminism is a first world country kind of luxury. It's there, they just can't exercise it, so it doesn't skip their brain to try that rubbish.
Hold up. We got Fasting is live. Come on, I'm gonna kick you off the call. Stay in the queue. Give us a sec. Um, Fasting is life. What's up, dude? I know that you've been a supporter of my channel for a long time now. Great to speak to you. Can you please introduce yourself? Why you got your passport? How you found my channel? And countries where women treated you well as a brother.
Yeah, peace, bro. How you doing? Hey, it's great to finally speak to you. I was actually sleeping, and then I woke up. I noticed you were actually having a live. I was like, oh, I gotta join. My name is Caris. I live in Houston, Texas. I've been in America for 20 years. I'm originally from DRC. They call it Congo now, but I grew up with Zaire. So I've been in the States for so many years. Basically, I came here as a teenager, so America is basically my second country. And I'll say traveling is very important. Why? Because you get out of your comfort zone, you learn new cultures. And me living in America, I have a different perspective compared to my countrymen who, only hear about America from afar. So, and I'll say even the things you talk about, I always tell my fellow African Americans, I tell them, you will never understand your value unless you leave this place. Because America, it's like its own bubble. Like they keep the people here with the system they have. I'm I'm more into spirituality. So when you hear the phrase "the American dream," what is a dream? It's a state of illusion. They never said the American reality. They said the American dream. And some of the brothers were talking about money earlier. Here, the American system is the system of debt. The reason why you have a lot of our fellow brothers here who can't even travel, or even the idea of getting a passport doesn't cross their mind because they live in a system of debt. And you have some of the brothers who are stuck in the parental system, child support system, and they can't even travel, like, because of that stress. They can't even imagine of them actually leaving the country, going somewhere and just explore. It can't even cross their minds. And they have a system here. Let's say if you're behind on your child support, they can literally suspend your passport where you can travel. So there are a lot of things, or how should I put this, a lot of traps that are set in place where it coerces you to the point where you can't even think about travel. So they see immigrants coming in, but it never crosses their mind that, hey, I can be a quote unquote immigrant to somewhere else. But in order for you to travel, you need money. But how can you have money if you're in debt?
Mm.
So I kind of appreciate that some of the brothers earlier were speaking about money, how to invest crypto. Like me, those are the things. I pull it this way: our people have been ignorant for so long. I learned stock about investing in stocks last year because of this pandemic.
Yeah.
And the people who knew, quote unquote, the other races, they would never tell you. You could be working with somebody at work, making minimum wage, right? And you talk about, oh man, we need to find a way to hustle. And this person knows the way of hustling, meaning he's making money by doing stocks, but they never tell you. You could be with them for 5, 10 years. They will never tell you why, because everybody is for themselves.
Mm.
So uh, I would, I always say, just because you have goodness in your heart, don't expect everybody else to be the same as you. So, for brothers out here to actually take the time to give you guys some tips, that will help you. Don't take it for granted, because probably someone in your own personal life who knew something and they never told you why, because they had evil intended, like, I should be the only one who will be successful, not you. But they don't understand, if both of you are successful, you make it easier on yourselves. But if
That's
one is
right.
struggling, then you always have to help. You don't want to be the helping hand all the time. You know what I mean? So, that not to go too long, but I was just trying to summarize that basically the money part and the mindset of traveling. I think it's something that me being an American, looking at our brothers here, um, maybe some of the American people, like I said, propaganda is too strong. So, like the brother was it passport? I've been following him. The reason why I was able to find him, because I mean, I frequent the Manosphere area, and I follow was it one master teacher. He talks about traveling. He's a Black American, and but like I said, you also have a voice that is too loud, that tell people don't leave, stay. So it's a battle of high proportion, because You doing this stream, you think people like what you're doing? No, because if you can open the eyes of Black Americans to leave this place, guess what? Then they can use them to be trapped because money. It's the debt system is capitalism. So you will actually the enemy of capitalism. Why? Because they can capitalize in the debt system by keeping them here. The passport, in a way, it's a freedom because once they can see the truth, we outside of the American dream, they will never want to come back. And I try to tell the people here, but nobody listens to me because I have an accent.
No, you spoke facts, Fastener's life. You spoke absolute facts. I'm here to share the knowledge around, and you're right about, people wanting to keep things to themselves and not helping others out. I'm not a person like that, which is why I made this channel. And although I speak about traveling mostly, I'm all about crypto stocks as well. So I will try and incorporate more crypto and more stock discussions, despite this channel still being geared towards traveling. Like I said, you need money to travel, right? Which is why I push stocks and crypto, because if you have no money, you can't travel. And like Cozy212 said to me a few years ago, the previous guy on the stream, if you have no money, people don't respect you. You can't do the things you want to do. You can't buy the businesses you want to buy. You can't invest in the stock you want to buy. So finances are very important. And Mastermind, did you want to say something? Because I saw you remove your mute.
Definitely, man. One thing I want all of the guys in the crowd, in the comment section, to get an understanding of is this. Because until I started to make money that I didn't have to punch a clock in to make, until I started to get to that point, I had the same mindset as most people that work a 9 to 5. I was feeling as if money was just it's terribly hard to get, and it was impossible for me to get it. Money is in abundance out here. I promise you, man. As soon as you get away from the scarcity mindset and you put yourself in the thought process to understand that money, man, there is so much money out there for you to get, so much opportunity. And the reason why a lot of these people, some of these people are just selfish, that don't want to share information. But at the same time, some of those people have the scarcity mindset. So they're worried that if they tell somebody else, oh, that's going to take money away from what I can be trying to get because I don't feel that I have enough money. Get rid of the scarcity mindset, lose your self-limiting beliefs, because you're worthy. You can do it. I don't care who it is in this room. Every person in here, no one is different. No one is better or worse than anybody else. Our actions is what makes us better or worse than somebody, simply because of the work that we put in. So the main thing is, it's just like Tupac said, the only thing that comes to sleeping man is dreams. If you wait for an opportunity to come, it will never happen. Go out there and get after it. And like I said to everybody in here, DM me and I'll point you in the right direction with the real estate stuff if you want to know how to really get started on the most basic level without really having to have any money out of your pocket.
I actually agree with what the brother just said. Um, it's kind of shocking, but it's actually true. Money is really easy to make. It is extremely easy. The trap of the 9 to 5 will get you into thinking that it's actually hard to make. Like I said, um, any little skill that you can do, just do it. And then start charging people for it, and make sure you do it good. Keep your word and be credible. And before you know it, you'll start making money. Literally, that's all you need to do. Anything that you can do well, you can make money off. Any items that you have that you think you can throw away, you can sell away to make money. I had a pair of busted shoes that I was going to throw away. And I learned this from my ex girlfriend. She used to sell everything. Why? Because her parents taught her that. And I sold them on eBay and I got £13 for that. And I think that's no money. That paid for my monthly subscription on YouTube Premium, YouTube Music, for example. Anything that you know how to do, just monetize it. How to start a business, how I started mine, simply, I can fix computers, I do IT, I code. So if people have a broken computer, I tell them, hey, the computer's broken, let me fix it for you. That's $60. I'll bring it back to you next week. Went home, printed 500 business cards, went around and gave him. Then I went to my dad, all his friends who are illiterate with computers, asked them if they needed things to fix. Before you know it, you have your clientele and you're pulling in a lot of money because every single thing you fix is $50, $60, $20, $30. You're making money. If you make your own money as well, you get paid yourself. The work you're doing for the 9 to 5 is worth usually double or triple than what you're getting paid. That's literally how easy it is to make money. For the training, for the fitness training, I do fitness. Took my picture, posted it to all my contacts in my phone book. I said, I can train you if you give me so and so. Got that. Went and did my certificate, started training people. That's literally how you make money. It is that easy.
Yeah, when it comes to money, you gotta have knowledge. Like the scripture says, "My people suffer for lack of knowledge." These are some of the things. Like I say, there are certain people who want to keep others from certain information.
Yep.
I've met people who never work. They never work. You want to know their work is? Playing with their families and checking on some paperwork. They know how they're sweating. Now, some people will look at this, oh, they're just lazy. But I'm like, okay, how about you chilling at home with your family and your only work or sweat is you just looking over contracts and paperwork and making $250,000 a year, and you out there in the field in the sun cutting grass or doing some was it customer service and barely making $40,000 a year? Which one would you prefer? So it's all about the mindset. So we've been trained that, oh, you gotta work hard, you gotta work hard. I'm like, okay, when they say hard, what do you mean? Because hard is subjective. Are
Mhm.
you working hard where you using your brain, or are you using your muscles? Because you see what I'm saying, the guy who's just reviewing contracts and paperwork, he's not working his muscles, he's working his brain. He will call it working hard. But you out there using your muscles, picking up, bending over, and doing that stuff, you say, well, no, this is hard work. So it's the mindset how we've been programmed. And like I said, the people who have the knowledge, they don't want to share it to us. And I'm 35. So I'm like, in the 20 years I've been in America to the age I'm now, I've come to realize, man, this world, we give it the benefit of the doubt, but guess what? 98% of mankind is selfish. Nobody cares about you.
Mm.
Nobody. And that's the truth people don't want to swallow. And you know where it starts? It starts within your own family.
That a Fast and His Life dropping some crazy game here. Wow, this is, I'm telling you, this live stream, I hope it's opened the eyes of you guys watching. If you guys agree with what we've all said, post a number one in the chat, just so that we know the message is getting across. Um, I'm going to say it right now. I want every brother on this call to invest in crypto and stocks. And the problem I find with brothers is that they get angry when a stock doesn't move for 3 months, or the crypto is still the same price for 5 months. Hold it and wait, because in 5 years, that same stock or that same crypto could make you a millionaire. You have to have patience. Nothing in life comes quick. Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay? Things take time in life, but putting your pay slip, some of it, towards stocks every single month or even crypto will benefit you in 3 to 5 years. this decade, 2020 to 2030, a lot of people are going to become filthy rich. And I want every brother on this panel and on the chat to become millionaires, multi millionaires. The way we can become millionaires is by sharing knowledge, tribal knowledge, stocks knowledge, crypto knowledge. Because um, 10 people, 10 brains are better than one brain. That's what I've always been told. You know, share the knowledge. And Kamal Brooks, Fast in His Life, Corrado, Amaro Chroma, Charles Jones, Mastermind Development, you guys have dropped mad game. I'm gonna give this call 10 more minutes and I'm I'm logging off because it's quite late here in the UK. So closing arguments from each of you guys. Anything you want to talk about, say it now. You guys have 10 minutes. But before we go on further, you guys have dropped mad game. Fast in His Life. Um, again, appreciate you coming on this call. We were talking about stocks and crypto earlier on. So if you're interested in stocks and crypto, get in touch with me on Instagram. Corrado, you as well. Um, Amara Ivy on Instagram and Mastermind Development. Charles Jones, hit me up on Instagram. Let's share this knowledge around. Like I said, I want every brother on this panel and in the chat to become multimillionaires. As I end this stream, anything you want to talk about, but don't make it too vulgar or no swearing, nothing like that. Say it now. You guys have 10 minutes.
Brother International, I just wanted to add in since you talked about crypto. For me, the only stock I have invested right now is Dogecoin. I know a lot of people are calling it a joke and all that
Hey,
stuff, but
um,
you know, what I've done is I invested half of my savings that I keep, and I was like, well, my saving, I don't get anything. It's just money sitting there. So I was like, well,
yeah,
I could I could use in cryptocurrency, but I noticed uh crypto moves, up and down, right? So
mhm,
and then you can trade it every day, 24/7. There is no limit. You can sell as many times as you can, and you can buy as many times as you can. So I was like, I'm like, if this is the only stock where it can maneuver like this, I'm like, why we're about to was it 8:30 to 3 p.m.? I'm like, forget it. So I took all the money and I started playing with first I had $200 in Bitcoin because it's too much. So I only buy a share. But then when I started playing with, I noticed with Dogecoin when it was going from 4 cents, 5 cents, six
yeah,
cents, coming down like the up and down. I'll recall within 1 hour, me and my brother, he's a student, he's broke. He was able to turn his 400 investment into 1,200 in one
wow,
day.
wow,
I made 700 in less than an hour because when I bought the stocks, it was very low, and then it went up 20. When I say 20 points, like it went from um, was it point zero 0.06 no 0.049 to like point 0.69 and 70. So like it jumped like was it 20? Like I'll say basically 20 cents. No, it's not really cents because it's decimals. So we usually use the number, like we just make a round number. So we say it went 20 points, and because of that jump, it was $700 because I invested more money into it. So once you're gonna learn, if you have a little bit of money, yes, you're gonna get profit, but it's gonna be little. So like put like $2,000, $3,000. You see when it moves, you see like it will motivate you. So like if you put like 100, 200, you won't see a big profit.
yeah,
Now, like you said earlier about holding your stocks, I bought Dodge when like I remember when it went to like 80, right? And I bought it at 70. I made some profit, but then one day I guess I fell asleep. I didn't set it a limit sell. It went down. So I bought mine like the last time I bought it was at 70. So now my stock is showing me I'm losing $1,000 because it's still hanging between 50 and 60, right? So it's not going up. Now, a lot of people are getting discouraged because big players they want it that way because you notice Elon Musk is saying, "Oh, please sell, sell." So, and then you notice Bitcoin, it's just going up. So I
Yeah,
was like, you know what? I'll just be patient. I have 57,000 shares, but don't be surprised, like they predict. They say, don't be surprised if this little joke coin becomes $1 before June, and it might reach $100 before the end
yeah,
of the
yeah,
year. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
People, although I discourage people from buying Dogecoin because it's a meme coin, but I'm sure you guys heard about the GME, AMC, BlackBerry
yeah,
stocks last month. That might happen with Dogecoin. Dogecoin could turn to $5 very quickly, and you've made thousands. So I'd say hold.
mm,
Don't sell at loss. Hold, maybe for a year, because you never know what might happen with that
yeah,
Dogecoin stock. Now, because we're talking about cryptocurrency, I recommend you should look into ADA, Chainlink, VChain, Ethereum, and there's one other one called Synthetics. These are
yeah,
um, crypto coins that, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, will be very big in the future. I'm talking if you buy it so cheap at 90 cents and you buy um, 800 of it, which will give you 950 coins, that 80 cents could turn to $50 very quickly, and
yeah,
you've made a lot of money. So I would say buy stocks, buy your crypto, and hold it. Don't be a person who, unless you're a day trader, don't do uh, investing for quick gains. Hold like Curado did. Curado bought Bitcoin 5 years ago. He's up hundreds of thousands. Hold your stocks, hold your cryptos, and you will benefit from it. Thanks for that, Fast in his life. Anyone else in the call want to say a closing comment before I log off?
Yeah, back to what I was saying. I just want to say one last thing real quickly.
Yeah,
Um, like I know Jamal, like Kamal, you were talking earlier about like you can only find sixes and fives. Like just never lose hope. Like I know there's a lot of brothers right now. Like you go to the bathroom, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, man, like let me just give this club one more shot. Maybe I'm wearing the wrong shirt today. Maybe I got to get a new haircut. Like the problem is not you. As long as you're a black man, as long as you're a man, you have a good job, you have a fresh haircut all the time, like you're motivated. Like you are not the issue. It's just your location. Like I'm telling you because like I changed my location and it paid dividends in my life. Like, and like I'm so grateful for changing my location because like things that I would have never thought would happen have happened. Like, just be you, just be who you are. Like what Mastermind was saying earlier, just be who you are. Never change yourself. Just as long as you're clean, you smell good, you have good hygiene. Like just that's all you need. Just go out there and like be fit. Go to the gym. Like just do what you got to do and like be in places where we have more play, like West Coast. If you're black, be in the West Coast, like and international, like that's just the scene, like international passport, like the channel name, like international, like things are gonna happen for international. So that's all I want to say. Just always have your confidence and just stay motivated always.
a nice closing comment, Amara. I'm pretty sure Kamal would definitely appreciate that. Kamal, Mastermind, Curado. Um, Actually, Kamal, you go next. Do you have any closing comments? I think Kamal is offline. Curado, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, so what I'd say is this. Don't focus too much on the investing. Just spend a little bit of time in it, 5, 10 minutes a day, see what is up. Mostly focus on earning money. The best way to make money is to earn money. So try and earn money, buy a skill, trade, like I said before. When it comes to women and such, I think the best thing to do is to not place your value on what women think or want. That is a surefire way of starting to feel inadequate. and it's actually the wrong way of measuring your worth as a man, essentially. I mean, even if you go without sex for like 1 or 2 years, if you are that type of person, it doesn't make you worth any less or any less desirable than someone who has it every day. It's just that um you were just not in the right place at the right time or didn't do the right things at the right time. Um, so place your value on the things that matter to you, and like everyone else said, just do things that matter to you and that make you happy. Dress how you want to dress, and don't go out of your way to attract women and such. If you live your life to your fullest, they will find a way into your life. When they come, be straightforward with your desires, be courageous, and just go for what you want. Essentially, make sure you travel and enjoy your life. Essentially, and make sure you read and pursue knowledge, because I think that is what will make you stand out compared to the rest of the people. Not in the sense of what people think of you, but in the sense of what you can achieve in life, what you can do, and how you can think. And it will also open your mind um, to essentially not stagnate and essentially keep developing, essentially. So, yeah, that's what I have to say. It's not as comprehensive as I want to, but I think time is short. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks for that, Corrado. Very nice closing comment. Um, fantastic. Appreciate that, and I'm pretty sure members in the panel and people watching, the 25 people watching this now, would appreciate that as well. Before I go on to Mastermind, guys, hit the like button one more time. Let's get the message out to other people out there, other brothers who need this message, who are depressed, who who are thinking about just bad stuff. There's hope. It's all about spreading the knowledge, letting them know that there's brothers out there who are doing well for themselves, and because of that, you can do well for yourselves as well. We're here to help each other out, to get our passports, to meet beautiful foreign dime women, and of course, invest in stocks and crypto and make businesses. So hit that like button. Okay, we've got 25 people right now. Hit the like button ASAP. Um, Last but not least, Kamal, are you there? Are you still there, Kamal? Kamal's gone. Mastermind, what's your closing comment?
I'll just keep it brief. Just simply put, everybody, every single person in here has things that they enjoy doing. You're going to do the research to try to find out as much as you can about that Call of Duty or about whatever other type of thing it is that you find enjoyment out of. Go to YouTube University, which is youtube.com. Go to YouTube University, research whatever it is that you want to learn, because a lot of the stuff that can make you money, you'll be able to find it in some way, shape, or form on YouTube. Not everything, but enough to get started in whatever it is that you want to pursue. Go to YouTube University, start to get that foundation, build a network, link up with other people who have a like mind as you, and get after it.
That's what's up. Um, Guys, fantastic panel, fantastic live stream. Charles, if you want to jump in quickly to say your closing comments, or I'm going to close this in 2 minutes time before I say mine. Actually, I'll say mine right now. Guys, I appreciate you guys calling in. This was a very beneficial live stream for everyone involved and everyone watching. You guys are great, and I'm hoping there'll be more live streams if I have time. And yeah, guys, take it easy, look after yourselves, keep safe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Take it easy, everyone.
Thank you. Peace, bro.
Hey,
Peace.
thank you so much, everyone. And one last thing, guys, learn other languages. Learn other languages. Like, it is really beneficial to you, to your knowledge, and just knowledge is power. Learn other languages. It will really help. It will really help.
Hold up, Charles Jones, what's your closing comment?
Basically, everything I said in the comments. Learn a new language. Jump on Dogecoin before Elon Musk inflates it. And just because you hear cats not doing successful in other countries does not mean that you can't. So just because they said it, don't let it deter you. Like, get out there, spread your wings, check out other places, and the world's a lot bigger than the DR in Colombia.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, take it easy. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out. See ya.
Peace.